episode 23. Thank you all for listening to episode 22. Gary, Barry, Jerry, and Ferry. I am Gary, here with my co-host,
Bear.
And Jake.
Brandon is off for 4 more episodes, 3 after today, to continue, Ferry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
To focus on his future career. So thanks to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out at Wes Anderson Music on Facebook and give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Wear Clothing, the official merchandise provider for Over the Line Sports Podcast. If you want to do business with them, mention Over the Line Sports Podcast, and Brandon, not Ferry, will give you a great deal on your clothing needs. Thank you. I think, Bear, are we thanking Crandall's?
Yeah, it's been long enough. I can get over it now. We can thank Sean.
Okay. Thanks to Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. Check him out on Facebook at Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. You can also call him at 419-704-5471. They serve the Toledo and surrounding area, so our friends in...
Let's pick Morocco today.
Morocco will not get service. I apologize. Thank you to Verizon, who is a true technology business partner who helps local businesses deploy technologies that positively impact operations and can increase revenue for the company. At Verizon, we do not wait for the future, we build it. Go to their website and get in touch with a sales rep in your area. Thank you, Tim and Stephanie. Bear, is that credit score still looking good?
Yep, still looking good. I just checked it today, actually. Went up 2 points. I'm like 821 now.
Jake, are you at 669 yet?
I haven't checked it, actually, so I have no idea.
Oh,
You're supposed to be at 669.
nice.
We'll guess next week.
All right. Well, 669. You know what we need to get you to? 199 or 169 on your weight. And you know how we can do that?
Making me starve myself.
Yeah, DDP yoga. But we really need to get back to PNC. Thank you, PNC.
Yeah.
We can thank them for all of their banking. They can help you with all of your banking needs, Jake, to get that credit score up to 700, to join the crowd. Do you not want to get there?
We're going to get there soon enough.
Well, make sure that you visit Cassandra at PNC. She will help you with your banking needs.
We will do that.
So loans, credit cards, personal banking, she's there to help. Give her a call, 419-877-0634. So quickly, we're going to have a special guest on next week for actually both the sports episode and the wrestling episode. Ryan from the Grown Ups podcast. If you have not heard their podcast, it's like I don't know if you guys have heard it. I know Jake has. Nerd podcast. They do a lot of nerdy stuff, comic book stuff, history stuff. I was on there in like episode 12, which was a couple years back. They're on, I think, 62 now. It's pretty fun to listen to. They've got some good stuff. They've got Brandon, Clay, Jason, Ryan, and Jeff, and they're fun to listen to. They know their shit when it comes to all the type of stuff that they discuss. They do a lot of movies, horror movies. They do, I say, nerd trivia. I was on there for I think right after Batman vs Superman came out.
Oh God, that was not the best movie.
No,
Ben Affleck, terrible Batman.
Oh God,
He actually ruined Batman.
I liked him as Batman.
I did not.
Why didn't you like him as Batman?
I just didn't think he was that good. I mean, you got to think, you have Michael Keaton. You had...
Michael Keaton's a good Batman, terrible Bruce Wayne.
Well, I mean, I
can't believe him as a billionaire.
He was kind of a nerdy Bruce Wayne, right?
Right.
Val Kilmer,
He's pretty Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
George Clooney.
Who's after him? Clooney. Oh, that's definitely pretty.
Clooney is Clooney in a bat suit.
But, I mean, Christian Bale was the best. I don't think that's...
he wasn't. He sucked.
Really?
He was terrible.
Really? I mean, The Dark Knight are like 2 of the highest grossing Batman movies ever. And
The Dark Knight. Yes,
that's
The Dark
Batman.
Knight because of Heath Ledger, not because of, where is she? Give me my money!
I don't know about that.
He yells. He's terrible when it came to, his voice was awful. Even he admits now his voice was terrible.
I mean,
you liked him yelling?
That's how Batman's supposed to be.
No, a billionaire with technology should be able to disguise his voice, not have to yell, and do this shit.
That's the whole point, though.
No.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
It is.
It is? Do you read the comics? So you know Batman?
No, I am not a nerd.
Yeah,
I don't read the stupid comics. That's why I enjoy these movies, and I'm not one of those that go out and go, oh, the Avengers suck because they didn't follow the comic book. They didn't follow comic book. It's a movie. It's not the comic book. That's the whole point. Movies, you're supposed to reenact the most part of a book or a comic book. You don't go tit for tat. If you did, then it would be the book. It would be the book in movie form. That's not the point. The point is to do a little bit different thing out there in the movie. That's dumb. Like I said, I mean, if you wanted to do that, then you're just going straight off the book. I mean, that's
So you were
that's
okay with
pointless.
Christian Bale yelling as Batman.
I
What was
thought
so
he was
good
a great
about
Dark
that?
Knight. Well, besides Batman Begins, it took me a while to get through that movie. I fell asleep multiple times.
And
but
Batman Begins
eventually
is a
did.
phenomenal story.
It is a great story, but that's why it took me a while to get through it
'Cause
because
it's
it's
slow
really
as
it's like a
shit.
3.5 hour movie.
And it's slow.
Yeah, really boring.
Well, it
But
was
good, just boring.
It was like 2.5 hours. Actually,
No, I thought he was great. I thought
Dark Knight was longer, but yeah, he was a good
yeah, but it
Bruce
has
Wayne.
action. Batman
does.
Begins didn't have action till the end.
No,
And I already fell
not at
asleep
all.
long before that action started.
No, Dark Knight was good primarily because of Heath Ledger. Dark Knight Rises was good.
Primarily because of Tom Hardy.
No, they ruined him.
Actually, the only reason, I shouldn't say the only reason, that was a great movie, but really they made it good because the whole Steelers field imploded, and I wish
Oh,
for
that was
that
sweet.
every time they play.
Yeah.
So
No, they ruined Tom Hardy's character in that movie. It's like, oh, Tom Hardy's a badass. He's sweet. Oh, he's her bitch. Okay, that's wonderful. And
Yeah.
then she dies 10 minutes later.
Well, I mean,
that's what it came down
what
to.
happened in the comics? Since that matters.
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
So,
saying
well,
it
you
matters.
just did. You just yelled
I
at me.
didn't say it mattered. I'm just saying.
You just said it wasn't like the
all
comics.
no, I didn't say that. All
Yes,
I
you
asked
did.
you. No, I didn't.
Rewind.
Go back and rewind. All I asked you was, do you read the comics? And you said, no. Why does it matter? Does comic books have to match movies?
Exactly.
No, that's
and
not
you-
what I said at all.
And that's
I
exactly
just
what
asked, do
that's what
do
you were
that?
implying.
Oh, I didn't know that's how I imply stuff.
Well, then why would I have to read the comics if I cared? That has nothing to do with the point.
Yes, it does.
What was that?
That's Jake's terrible computer.
Oh, okay.
Turn that shit off.
I thought I had a tumor or something. I was like, wait, am I hearing things?
He might. But no, Tom Hardy was good as Bane, but they ruined it with how they. Well, I mean, everybody knew that she was Talia, which was just shit to begin with. But the fact that I'm like, oh, he's smart, he does this. No, he's just answering to her. What garbage? And then she dies 10 minutes later. I'm like, oh, where's Damien? Got to make the kid, man. Got to make baby Wayne. But didn't happen. They put her with Catwoman anyway. He's alive, whatever. But Dark Knight, the best, and if you listen to it, they will say the best comic book movie ever, which is true.
Yeah, it means nothing to me.
Yeah, but it
I
definitely.
barely know how to read, let alone read comics. So,
Well, you're ahead of Brandon, so that's good.
well, I mean, that's not saying much, though. So I don't know how to take that as a compliment or an insult.
No, yeah, it's interesting to see kind of what happens, and Ben Affleck's out anyway as Batman. Now Matt Reeves has it. It'll be trash, probably. No, I don't know. We don't know who's going to be Batman. No idea.
As long as it's not Ben Affleck, we'll be okay.
It won't be Ben.
Or Matt Damon.
Well, what didn't you like about Ben?
I mean, I just didn't think he was that good. Like, maybe it was the movie in general. I didn't think the movie was that good.
The movie was bad.
So-
I will give it that.
So maybe that's...
It was all over. Well, the movie, if you know what's going on, the movie wasn't half bad, but it was just all over the place, which was the problem.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
that's
like,
why I
oh, I
wasn't
know
a
what's
fan
going on
of him.
here. I was like, oh, The Flash, if people know The Flash. Because like you said, the problem is people don't read comics or know it or know background stories of characters. So like Flash is, people don't know he travels through time. So when they see him traveling through time, they're like, what in the F is this? So it'll be interesting. I just don't. I've asked people what they didn't like about Affleck. Some people have said the movie. I mean,
Like I said, maybe it is the movie. That's my point, is that I don't know why I didn't like him. I just didn't like him.
I think he was.
Even Val Kilmer, and Val Kilmer sucks.
What about Val Kilmer?
He's just not good. I don't
No,
think
I
he's a
don't-
good actor.
Val Kilmer?
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of screwed now, but he's just.
Because he's fat.
Tobacco. No, he's skinny as shit. He's just.
Oh, he's skinny again?
Yeah,
No.
he has cancer of
Fat,
the throat.
fat Val Kilmer was much better.
Because he talked like that. No, I'm Val
The
Kilmer.
only good movie Val Kilmer had was Top Gun.
Man, it was Tom Cruise's movie.
I would say it was more Goose's movie. Until he tragically passed.
Well, now we got.
I hope in the next one they bring him back. How great would that be?
Well, his kid's back. His
Yeah,
kid's
no, I
in the
want
movie.
him. They just prop him up, his dead corpse in the water, just in the back of the plane, helping old Tommy out because
Oh,
he
God.
needs his booster seat to see over the cockpit or whatever.
You were terrible.
He's a tiny person. How am I terrible? He
Right.
is. I
No,
mean, that's
you're-
just a fact. He's short.
You're absolutely right. 5'7".
Yeah, very short.
No,
His bank account isn't short, but he's short.
no, exactly.
But if you're 5'7" and have, what does he probably have, $250 million or something like that? Probably more.
Probably more.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can be 5'7". That's okay.
Right.
Women overlook height when you have that kind of money.
Yeah, they do. Hey,
fact.
everybody he's been with is taller than he is.
Well,
And,
that's easy to do. Though,
yeah,
so.
it's absolutely right. But yeah, so we'll see what happens now that we're off Batman. Christian Bale, yes, he was fun, but that wasn't even his best movie. What do you think his best movie is?
American Psycho.
Thank you. Jake, have you seen that, or are you too young for that?
I think.
You know what? Go ahead.
I think I'm way too young for that one.
Yeah, you are. You know what the best part of this is? And I don't even know if you realize this, Bear. So you know the scene when he kills Jared Leto? I'm like, oh, look, Batman kills the Joker. When he kills Jared Leto who's on the couch. When Jared Leto's on the couch and he's playing that.
I'm sorry. I was trying to think back because I don't remember Jared Leto in that movie. So
He's he still looks about the same, but yeah, we'll look at the scene later, but it's like.
No, I'll watch it later. I think it's on Netflix anyway.
I didn't even realize it. I'm like, wait a minute, Batman just killed the Joker. I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'll have to go back and watch that for that one.
But only for Ben. The big thing I liked about him was that he, in real life, epitomizes a rich, single, don't give a shit kind of guy. And so he played that part well. His Batman, okay, he kind of looked fat and jacked at the same time.
Yeah.
It was a little much.
That's the thing, too.
But we'll see. There's this talk that they may cast this half Asian, half white guy. I'm like,
who?
I can't think of his name. They said he's in Titans. Like, they think it's him as Bruce Wayne. I'm like, I don't know if you bring him into the DCEU on movies, but
I don't know.
We'll see. But I'm looking more forward to Joaquin Phoenix as a Joker. He's looking pretty good at that, but give it time.
Yeah, that preview, of him, the trailer or whatever it was, preview trailer or whatever the hell of him. Oh my God, that looked really good. That was kind of creepy. I enjoyed it. Yes. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting. Even if Ben Affleck is Batman,
he won't be.
I know he won't be. I'm just saying, even if he is, even if Matt Damon is Batman, which would be the worst thing ever, I would still go see that movie with Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. That'd be worth it.
Well, it's all about the Joker, so you probably won't see Batman since it's an origin story. Well, I think they said he's there as a teen or a young adult is what they cast for that, since it's an origin story for Joker. It'll be pretty good. I'm looking forward to that, but it's going to be interesting to kind of see what happens all the way through with everything. I mean, unfortunately, people still do the thing where he's not Heath Ledger. I'm like, well, they did the same shit with Heath Ledger. He's not Jack Nicholson. Shut up. They're all different. They play their own character. It is what it is.
I like Penguin.
Which one?
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, of course. Well, I like Burgess Meredith Penguin, too. He was fun back in the 60s. And then
it's a little bit past my time frame.
I know. There. And then Patton Oswalt. You know he wants to play the Penguin. He would be fantastic.
Great as the Penguin. I love Patton Oswalt. He's hilarious.
Same.
He would be good.
Same. So all right, on to sports movie. Thank you. So Ryan will be here next week from the Grown Ups Podcast.
That's why we're talking about for the next hour.
Yeah. Well, I think we could someday probably talk about sports movies, but we'd be here forever. So quickly, NBA update. So you guys got my text of that halftime score.
Yeah, Warriors 92 points in that first half.
Yeah, that was insane.
I had your text, I had Andy's text, I had everyone else, and I just didn't care. I was just trying to play Golf Clash. Like, who cares? Great. Good for Klay Thompson. Congratulations.
Yeah,
they do it every year. Golden State almost gets 100 at halftime, like at least 1 or 2 games every year. So,
do you think any team will ever get to 200?
No.
Like without overtime?
No, because, I mean, realistically, with how hot Klay was shooting, why didn't Steve Kerr just keep him in to get 100? He could have. He could have very easily got 100, but you know what? They don't do that anymore, and they all play like sissies. And I get it because, you could get injured, blah, blah, whatever, but I don't find it extremely interesting when they pull the guys after 27 minutes, mid-third quarter, when you got 52 points and you aren't missing. Like, let him keep shooting.
Did he ever go back in? After he made those 14 through the third?
And let him break the record, and then let him clobber the record. I want to see him get 23s in a game. Like, just keep shooting. I don't know. I don't get it, but whatever. That's what coaches do, and I get it. There's an injury thing. I mean, you're winning by, 50? Whatever the hell they were winning by, so I understand. But, I mean, you're already running up the score at that point. Everyone knows you're the best team in basketball. Who cares? Just keep playing. Get 100.
Right, I'm with you. And do you know who has the best record in basketball right now?
Golden State?
Nope. There's still an undefeated team left.
Is there?
Yes.
Who?
Just take a stab at it. It's not Golden State.
West or East?
East.
Toronto.
Nope.
Detroit?
No, they lost to the Celtics by 20.
Yeah.
And they're playing again tonight. Milwaukee, 7-0.
Really?
Yeah, quietly 7-0.
Yeah, I've been not paying attention to a lot of basketball to start the year. Still into football thing. Basketball I'll try to get into here after right at Christmas, actually, when they have their big Christmas Day stuff. But yeah, I haven't been paying attention much besides the Cavs 0-7 and Tyronn Lue getting fired and Kevin Love out for a month. So, yeah, it was a good year.
And Brandon, what he had to say was, I guess the Pistons had to lose at some point. That's all he said. That was his notes.
Yeah, and then again tonight.
Yeah, they're playing the Celtics again. NHL. NHL update quickly. So far after a couple weeks, Toronto sitting at 8-4, Tampa's 7-2-1, Penguins 6-1-1, Nashville's 8-3, San Jose 6-3-2. I know that Nick mentioned Dallas. They're at 5-5 currently. And how the Red Wings doing?
Oh, I don't know. They're like 2-8-2 or something like that.
Close.
They
2-7-2.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll
Actually,
see.
I think they have won like 2 out of 3 though. So they're
Yeah,
on
they're
their
on a
way
roll.
to finishing in last place.
Yes. And so, Bear, you want to just tell us a little bit about the World Series over the weekend? What happened? What's going on? How the picks look?
Let's see. I watched a couple games. I watched until the 13th of the game when they went 18. I think that was the Dodgers' only win of the series. After they should have won earlier and blew it. I mean, that's pretty much the story of the World Series. They led, and then blew the lead. Led, then blew the lead. I think in every game, it seemed like they were there. Especially game 4, they were up 5-0 after 7, right?
Something like that.
And they ended up losing 9-6.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch much. I don't know if the pitchers kind of gave, or if the pitchers, were just dying there at the end. I heard something about Rich Hill. And I know that he said he wanted to come out earlier, and he didn't. So, I didn't really get that or see that. But, I mean, I think after they were down, 4-1 or 5-1 at the end of the Game 5 there. I mean, like I said, was that Sunday? Monday.
The World Series?
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah, because
that's
Evolution was on, the game was
Football
on.
was on,
game.
yeah. Like I said, and Boston was already up 3-1, so I really didn't care.
Yeah. I was close.
Yep, you had Sox over Dodgers in 6. Happened in 5, so you were very close. My Dodgers pick over the Astros didn't pan out. Like I said, they look good. They, they could have been up 3-1 if they had any kind of closing pitching, but they weren't.
You think
So-
Machado stays?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. I don't know. It sounds like Kershaw might go. From what I've heard, I've
Is he a
already
free
heard
agent?
rumors. No, he can opt out. He can
Oh, really?
opt out for $40 million or something crazy like that. But does he do it? I don't know. I'd probably stay in LA and keep playing there. I mean, why not?
What about Bryce?
I don't know. We'll have to get there. I mean, I don't think he's going to New York. I think he's not staying in Washington though. I think he's going to leave there. I don't know where he'll go. If it's
Those Cubbies,
Chicago,
yeah.
It's very, very possible. I mean, he's not going to go to Boston or New York. They don't need him there. Outfields are stacked already. So if he went to the Cubs, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think he'll stay in Washington. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, there's always a chance he can go to the Dodgers. I mean, Matt Kemp is their center fielder, and it's not like he's getting any younger. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know, like I said, the money. I don't know who has what, who can get who. But it'll be an interesting offseason. It'll be nice. Baseball's finally over with. So on to next year.
On to next year, that's right. So getting into NASCAR, did either of you happen to see the race?
No.
No. So it was phenomenal. The end, at least. I only caught the last 3 laps, which is what I needed to catch.
Yeah.
My guy was winning again, Truex. And
That's right.
And he was winning, and then Logano bumped him out of the way and won the race. And then Truex just threw a fit afterwards, like,
Shocking.
you can't do that. He's racing me like this. He's got to come. He's not winning that
doing
title.
that. He's been doing that a lot this year, and I don't know why. I mean, I get it. You've been bumped out of a couple wins, but it's a little bit annoying that he keeps bitching and
And if
moaning.
you win, you're in the title. So
Yeah.
I give it to Logano. I know he's
He's lucky he didn't spin him out.
right. And Logano, he was right there. He won the race, so he's into the championship in Miami. It should be interesting. Truex finished 3rd. Hamlin got up to 2nd when they spun a little bit. So our picks, I think we were 3rd. Who did you have last week?
Keslow, I don't know where he finished.
I think he was in the top 5, I believe.
I'll have to look it up.
And then who'd Brandon have? I can't see the board behind me.
Clint Boyer.
Yeah.
He was somewhere up there too. So
Yeah, he was 21.
he was 21st.
Yep.
And where was Keselowski? You got that? All right, well, check that out. So right now, your updated standings, Logano is in, guaranteed. Kyle Busch is 46 ahead of the cutoff line. Truex is 25 ahead, and Kevin Harvick is 25 ahead. So right now, those big 3 that we talk about, our picks, are in the top 4. And Kurt Busch is 25 behind Harvick and Truex, and Chase Elliott is 31 behind. He could be one that comes out and kind of throws it all off for Harvick, Kyle Busch, and for Truex, but we'll see. Clint Boyer's 42 out, and Almirola is 50 out. So 3 of the Stewart-Haas cars are below the line, and of course Harvick's above. So we'll see what happens. We got 2 races left until the championship. This week they are at Texas, and so we can just get right into our picks if you would like.
Keselowski finished 5th, by the way.
Yeah, so he was top 5.
Was top 5.
Good. So I padded my lead a little.
Oh, look at that. That's 3 straight 5ths. That's impressive.
Was that another 5th?
Yep, that's another 5th.
I didn't realize you had 3 straight 5ths. That's
well,
awesome.
I had 2. This is my 3rd, so let's see who I'm going to pick for 5th place this week.
All right. So
Texas. I'm going to make Jake go since he doesn't know much NASCAR.
I'm going to go Jimmy Johnson.
Damn it!
okay.
You picked way too fast.
All right. Well, I'll make this easy for Brandon. Brandon also has Jimmy Johnson, 7-time past winner here. And then in my notes, I also have Jimmy Johnson. 7 wins at this track, 15 top 5s out of 30 races, and he's looking at his first season without a win. This is his best chance to get a win. He just got a new sponsor in Ally Financial. That's who I pay for my truck. So I'm like, oh, great. So I'm paying to sponsor Jimmy's car. That's great next year. So we'll see what happens. So the 3 of us are going with Jimmy.
Luckily for me, I already picked Jimmy Johnson, so I don't have to waste my time with that.
All right.
Let's see. Bush, Blaney.
I know you're going to save your championship pick.
I'm going to have to save Harvick, so I'm not going to take him now, even though...
And I can tell you what...
You know, I think I'm going to... Oh, shit, I already picked Hamlin. Crap! Okay, well, it looks like every past winner I've already picked, and can I pick Carl Edwards? Does he count? Is he racing?
Did not qualify.
Okay, I'm going to go... I already took Kyle, so give me Kurt Busch this week.
All right.
I'm going to take him as my pick. I know
he's in the playoff.
He is, and he runs solid, so this would be my little week. But congratulations, Kurt Busch, on your 5th place finish this week. Jesus.
You're already congratulating him. And I'm going to give you actually my picks for the rest of the year since there's only 2 races left.
Can't.
All right, I will leave them for the... Well, I think we all know that we're saving our picks. You're going to take Harvick in the championship.
Maybe.
I'm taking Kyle. Homeboy's taking Martin Truex. You would think when it comes to championship. But if they don't win... But how are we going to know? Next week you take him maybe to win, to get in? We'll see. We'll see how it plays out after this week in Texas.
You got to play some strategy here.
We'll see. So we can figure out the picks later on. So let's just get into the next thing here. Justin on the Twitter. His question was, similar to how Tom Brady has dominated the Bills, what young quarterback could do this to another team for the foreseeable future? So Brandon said one that comes to mind is obviously Patrick Mahomes. I can see him dominating anybody in that division for a long time. Jake?
I had Mahomes as well. I also think Jared Goff can do the same thing. And then for another one, I have Carson Wentz. I think he can dominate that division for a time to come.
Well, he'll dominate the Giants.
That's what I actually had. I actually had that Carson Wentz Giants.
Yeah, because Justin asked for a team. Bear, what you got?
I mean, obviously Mahomes is the easy pick here, but I'm going to go a little bit off the radar here. I'm going to go with Sam Darnold, and I'm going to go with probably the Dolphins. But you know what? Instead of that, I'm going to trigger some Patriots fans. I'm going to say the Patriots, because once Brady retires, Darnold is going to destroy that team. Their defense, yeah, they look great against the Bills, but that's not saying anything. Still have a crappy defense there, and they're going to get lit up by Aaron Rodgers this week. I still think the Patriots will win, and we'll get there in a little bit. But, yeah, give me Darnold against the Patriots for the rest of his career. I mean, you got to remember, 1, he hasn't played him yet, right. and 2, they got, he's probably got 14, 15 years to dominate the Patriots. Maybe after Brady retires, that would give him a 17, 18-year career, I would imagine. So I'm going to go with Darnold over the Patriots. You lock this one up for 18 years from now, I'll come back and listen, and I'll be right.
When we're at episode 1,000.
Fine with me.
Yep. So I have, standard picks like you guys, like Jake did. Goff, I have him beating up on the Cardinals and 49ers for the foreseeable future. And then Mahomes beating up the Raiders and the Broncos for the foreseeable future. So great question, Justin. We appreciate your question. So the next thing, do you want to do the special segment or get into our college basketball preview?
Oh, man, I didn't even do a college basketball preview. So it's just a special segment.
All right, the special segment is...
Shit.
Who is the better franchise, overall franchise, the Indians or the Tigers? So you know which I would hope to trigger for you with the Indians. And, of course, our man here has the Tigers. So I will read what he put for you. Great history behind each team, obviously, but the Tigers are better than the Indians overall. I know you don't value history and tradition that much when talking about the history of a team, professional or college, but the Tigers are better than the Indians. 4 World Series championships, 11 AL pennants, compared to only 2 titles and 6 pennants for the Indians. They are the oldest continuous one-name, one-city franchise dating back to when they first began in 1894. 13 Hall of Famers compared to 11, and of course the great voice of Ernie Harwell. So
That's it?
that's all he has.
Okay, what star major movie did the Tigers ever play in? No, that's right, none. Major League, best baseball movie ever. So suck on that one, Brandon. Other than that, you're probably right. They do have more World Series. They do have more pennants. They still suck right now, and they're still going to suck for the foreseeable future. So you can suck on that. Other than that, no one cares about Ernie Harwell. I mean, have you ever listened
Rest
to?
in peace, Ernie.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, come on. There's much better radio personalities.
I know he's dead, but I was waiting for you to come back. He's still alive. He lives in Tampa.
I mean,
Wade Boggs.
Bob Uecker. I mean, Bob Uecker was better than Ernie Harwell.
I would. You know, I'm going to have to agree with you.
Harry Carey was better than Ernie
Harry
Harwell.
Carey here.
Vin Scully was better than Ernie Harwell. I'm trying to think of who the Indians guy is right now, and I'm losing it right now off the top of my head. Tom Hamilton,
Yep.
Absolute wonderful radio guy, great play-by-play, probably has one of the best home run calls in all of baseball. So I would give him that. But that's how low he has to stoop to go into announcers. That's where his argument was taken to.
And anyway, Bob Shepard's one of the best of all time too, from the Yankees. Number two.
Yeah, but wasn't the. I mean, he wasn't a radio announcer.
No, he wasn't radio.
He was the
But their
stadium
radio
announcer
announcer's good too. I can't think of his name right now, but he's good. He's a what does he always say now? High, deep, far, gone, whatever.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah,
Doesn't sound very
I don't sound like him at all.
It wasn't very good. Yeah. No. But no one cares about the Yankees. So back to the Indians and Tigers. Brandon is wrong, and I will back that up. No matter what he says about World Series and pennants and Ernie Harwell, they can barely fill a stadium. So they're going to keep going 45 and 112 for the next, 5 years probably.
Your math's bad.
Yeah, I can't do 162. That's too much math to go over, but I'm close. So I'm going to keep it that way.
5 games off.
See?
Right.
They probably won't even play 5 games because of snowouts. So that'll be it next year. 45 and 112. Count it.
I'm counting it for you.
Other than that, Brandon, you're wrong. You'll always be wrong, no matter what. No matter what side of the debate. Even if we agree, you're still wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Brandon. Jake, you care to pick a side here?
I'm going to go with the Tigers just because that's my team. I agree with everything that Brandon had to say. What's so funny?
Well, I disagree. I'm going to have to side with Bear on this one. I mean, Major League, Charlie Sheen, Wild Thing, 2 movies there. Major League is one of the greatest baseball movies of all time. Better than Field of Dreams and anything like that. But, and Bob Uecker, how can you...
Ball 4, ball 8, and Vaughn's walked bases loaded. I mean, that's a great movie. And if Brandon disagrees with that, he's in denial. Then he's just backing up for no reason because that's ridiculous. That is the best baseball movie ever. He'll probably say, what's the one with Tom Hanks and the women?
League of Their Own?
He'd probably say League of Their Own is the best baseball
That's a good movie.
though. There's no crying in baseball. I don't know. Was that Paul Bearer doing? I don't know what that was.
Oh, yes! The Indians are better than the Tigers. And don't forget about Wendy's over Burger King.
I know, Brandon. I can't wait for the mad text tomorrow at like noon.
How could you say that Ernie Harwell's a bad announcer? That is ridiculous. You never say anything like that. He'd be like Brian Kelly of the announcers.
So, yes, he would. Oh, gosh. But before we get into college basketball, I wanted to bring up this stat before we even get into football because I just remembered it. So what came up today from 7 years ago on this same date, first round of the playoffs over. This is the year we won our first flag football championship. So we won our first game 59-12. Brandon caught 2 touchdowns and threw another in our 59-12 victory. Brandon caught 2 touchdowns. I want you to let that sink in.
He played tight end?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he was receiver or tight end. I don't remember. He probably doesn't even remember. But, yes, he scored 2 touchdowns, and he threw another. He threw the other to me. But
they give up on the line or what?
Well, 59-12, we just kind of started screwing around when we were up.
Did you play Little Leaguers?
It felt like it. It was interesting. But our championship game, that was a tough one. We beat a team that hadn't lost in 3 years. And they just that Mark Wall, who we were just talking about at the football game, he was on that team, and they were tough to beat. And like I said, they hadn't lost in 3. They hadn't lost in 3 years. And in the first game of the season, they beat us 41-12.
Woo! Wow.
Yeah. And then we didn't lose after that. And then we got our shit together, and then we beat them by a touchdown in the championship. It It was good.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you have Brandon playing quarterback and wide receiver, you're going to go
Oh,
undefeated.
he did not play quarterback or wide receiver in that game.
Oh, he is the GOAT. Bah. All right, you can go into college basketball.
All right,
I'll
college
make it up
basketball.
as we go.
So, Jake, you want to give me your college basketball preview? Who's your Final Four?
My Final Four, I'm going to go with North Carolina. I'm going to say Kentucky, Michigan State, Gonzaga.
Barry, you going to write these down?
Nope.
Well, I gotta get 'em on
I
the
wasn't
board.
even paying attention.
So,
well,
give
I
us-
can't do everything. I'm trying to eat.
I know. North Carolina. Give that again to me, Jake.
North Carolina, Kentucky, Gonzaga, Michigan State.
Okay. Bear?
Duke, Villanova. Kind of want to go Arizona, but I don't because they always choke. So give me Ohio State. I think Ohio State surprises this year. They're gonna have a good squad. So give me Ohio State, and then give me for my fourth team. I kind of want to pick a mid-major here. I'm gonna go Northern Iowa.
Okay. And Brandon.
All right, I'm just kidding. Northern Iowa, I'm not picking. That's a stupid pick.
Okay.
Give me North Carolina.
All right. And for Brandon's got Purdue,
What an idiot.
Villanova, Duke, and Kansas. And then for my picks, I have Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, and Michigan State. So, should be interesting. What do you have as your final, Jake?
Ooh.
And then who's your winner?
All right, let's go. Let's go North Carolina, Michigan State. I'm gonna go North Carolina.
Bear?
Duke over Villanova, which pains me to say because I hate Duke. They're going to be really good this year. Really good.
And then Brandon's got Duke and Kansas. Championship game. I'm sorry, Duke and Villanova.
Oh.
And
See, Brandon and I are pretty smart.
Duke winning. And then I have, I have to look back. I know I have Duke and Kansas. Duke beats Kansas to avenge their Elite Eight loss last year against them. So, 3 of us took Duke.
So 3 Dukies.
Yep. So, it should be interesting to see what happens.
ACC has like 9 teams in. Goodness.
Right. So, we'll see what happens there. All of us agreed on Duke. So, now it's just getting our Final Four picks.
Well, almost all of us.
Well, Jake's stat guy. He doesn't count on our picks.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
Sorry, stat guy. All right, so let's recap our picks from last week for college football. But before we do, we got to thank our sponsors. Barry, you want to give some thanks to them? I never let you do this.
Well, I don't have the computer in front of me, so...
I don't go by the computer when I'm thanking our sponsors.
Well, I don't say it every week, and I barely listen half the time.
So our clothing sponsor.
So thanks, All Wear Sports.
Clothing. All Wear Clothing.
Oh, sorry, All Wear Clothing. See, I was close. So thanks, All Wear Clothing. Brandon at All Wear Clothing. Give him a call at what? What's the number? Is there
There's
a number?
no number.
No
allwearclothing.com.
All right, allwearclothing.com. And not the Brandon that we have here. By the way, I'm doing Sean's last. I'm just throwing that out there.
I got you.
Thanks to PNC. Who at PNC?
Cassandra.
Cassandra. I was going to say Christina, so it's a good thing I did.
Cassandra, thank
Even though I
her.
just
You know,
did.
she's going to help Jake get his credit score up, and Brandon's, of course, is
Well,
going to
Brandon's
help
will
him
have to
too.
get up eventually. Hey, she could still get our credit scores up more. I mean,
I know.
You can always.
Well, Brandon struggles
there's always
to
a way
get
to
up
go
anyway,
to the top.
but we're okay.
Blue Chew isn't a sponsor yet.
Yeah.
Thanks
Got that
to-
UGG condom.
Who? Yeah, he wishes. Verizon. Who are our people there?
Stephanie and Tim.
Stephanie and Tim at Verizon. Thank you, Stephanie, Tim at Verizon, and also Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. Who's the guy that runs that? Scene?
Scene.
Is that his name?
I think Scene.
Okay, but they don't do anything in Morocco, so there's no point to even get him really at that point.
And then you can get in touch with him, of course, as always, 419.
He won't even come pull my weeds. Can you believe that?
704-5471.
That's ridiculous. He expects me to pull my own weeds in my own house. That's ridiculous.
Jake won't even pull his own weeds.
You're right about that.
So on to college football. Here we go. So recap of last week. Bear and Brandon were 6-3-1, and
No.
yeah,
7-2-1. Or did you put that in wrong?
I put it in wrong, and then I text you guys and said I was wrong. Sorry.
I don't read half of those, so you should have updated the thing correctly.
Yeah, sorry. 6-3-1 is what you guys were. I messed up on one. I can't remember which game it was. Oh, it was the Oklahoma State-Texas game because Oklahoma State was +3, and we all took Texas to win by more than 3. And I
They
read
lost,
it wrong.
didn't they?
Oklahoma State won.
Texas lost.
Yeah. Oklahoma State was +3, and we had them Texas winning by more than 3.
Gotcha.
So that's where it was, and then I was 5-4-1. So no, those are updated up there. So I am sitting at a nice 39-55-2. Bear is 47-47-2.
Not bad.
And Brandon, 53-41-2.
Yeah, he'll drop off here. It's time. He's gonna start going down the old hill.
He's due, just like Notre Dame, due to choke. So
Well, they got to play somebody to choke.
that's right. So here we go.
Couldn't even cover against Navy. It's embarrassing.
Well, we all picked Navy, so it worked out.
I'm just saying.
They
it
were
was
there. 22.
Generalization.
Right. So here we go. First game, Alabama, number 1 Alabama at LSU. LSU is +14. So, Jake, go ahead.
All right. The way LSU's been playing, I'm going to pick LSU to win this week. And
Oh, you're going to pick them to win.
I'm going to pick them to win.
Okay.
I'm gonna go upset alert.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, but I do. I do think that they'll cover 14. Bama will probably win by 10. So I think LSU does lose at home. It's not going to hurt them too much, but 2 losses is still going to hurt. So I don't know what's going to be the best road to the playoff for Ohio State as we get there, but I would assume Bama winning out and beating these teams is going to help out a lot more than LSU upsetting Bama and hoping that Bama loses again. Just how dominant they've been. But once again, Alabama has still played nobody yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who's the toughest team they played so far, honestly?
Probably Mississippi State, Texas A&M.
And that was both those were at home, right?
I think Texas A&M was at A&M, maybe.
No,
know.
Clemson played at A&M. I don't think Bama did.
I'll look at that since Stat Guy's slacking over there. I look at him to check it out, but, he takes some time.
But yeah, so I think that Bama's definitely going to get tested. I don't think their defense is good as what they portray, but that offense
It's
is
not as good as it has
that
been in the
offense
past.
is amazing, and LSU's going to have a real tough time stopping. They gave up 31 points to Florida, who doesn't have a good offense. So,
and
well,
Tua-
I guess one of them was a pick 6, but
And Tua is hurt, but he will play, of course.
yeah, he still has that sprained knee, and he has re-aggravated it a couple of weeks, and he hasn't played a fourth quarter yet. He will play this fourth quarter, though. This will be a tight game coming down to it, but I think that LSU definitely puts up a fight. I just don't think they have enough at the end, but they still cover.
They played Ole Miss at Ole Miss.
Yeah, see, that's
Destroyed them.
Yeah, not exciting.
No.
They played at Tennessee, right?
Yeah, not exciting. They won by 37, but they were home to A&M and won by 22. So we'll see.
Yeah, and A&M is okay. But
And then they beat Missouri at home, 39-10. Missouri's average at best.
Yeah, not great. And
So-
then who would they beat? Louisville in the beginning of the year.
51-14.
Yeah, not exciting.
Nope. So Brandon also has LSU for this one, and he says Bama wins 30-23. And I knew and figured you guys were all going to take LSU, so I'm taking Bama because I need to hope or either go further back or get closer because at this point it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad pick. They've been blowing everybody out, so I mean,
It could happen.
that absolutely could happen. And you're right, you do got to catch up here. I mean, there's still what?
I'm either going further
There's
back.
still 4 weeks of college
Yeah.
football left. so.
Further back or try to catch up. So next game, we have Louisville at number 2 Clemson, 37.5.
That's a big number. Clemson's gonna win. They're gonna cover.
Okay.
I don't think actually. You just said Alabama beat Louisville 51-14, which would have covered 37.5.
Right.
So I'm going to take Louisville here. Clemson's definitely going to blow them out, but they'll only win by 4 touchdowns, probably by 28.
And as you can imagine, I know what you guys would do here, so I'm going Clemson because I have to keep it up. Next game. So this will be a fun one. Jake, I'll let you start it. Number 3 Notre Dame at Northwestern, +8.
Northwestern's at home. I'm gonna go Notre Dame wins by 10, so they're gonna cover.
Man, Northwestern has played very tough, good
My sleeper.
teams. They played Michigan very tough. They beat Wisconsin, right?
Well, they haven't played Michigan yet.
Yes, they did. Northwestern
Northwestern?
definitely played Michigan. They played them tight, and then they lost.
Did they?
Yep. It was very close, and then I think they gave up something at the end. And then didn't they beat Michigan State too?
They did by 10.
Yeah. So I think they should play Notre Dame tight. And you said this is at Northwestern?
Oh, it was 20-17. You're right.
Yeah, it was tight. Michigan was trailing a lot of that game. They came back late.
Here's my favorite stat about them. So they lost to Duke. They beat Purdue.
Yep.
Lost to Michigan by 3. Beat Nebraska by 3. Beat Michigan State by 10. Beat Rutgers by 3. Beat Wisconsin by 14. Lost to Akron by 5.
So they play up to their competition is what I'm getting here.
The same Notre Dame.
And they should. And Notre Dame also does the same. So I don't know. They should be taking this Northwestern team serious. This is going to be the closest they'll get to Big Ten play because they don't play anybody else because they're too scared. And you said it was 8.
Michigan.
You said it was 8.
Yes.
Yeah. In where? Yeah.
Notre Dame.
After they took 2 years off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's my point. Play Ohio State. Oh wait, they won't. Because
I gotta schedule USC. That's our rivalry game. All the way, we're 3,000 miles apart from each other, but we're rivals.
ridiculous. 8 is such an odd number. I'm gonna take Notre Dame. Yeah, by 10. Jake, you said 10, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them by 10 too. It'll be close, and then I think same thing. They'll pull away at the end.
Oh, by the way, Brandon had Clemson 41-10. So covering.
Good. Okay, I'm happy that he got that one.
Or no,
taken care
he's got Louisville. I'm sorry. So yeah.
We'll write him down for
41-10.
Northwestern. You already know that's going to happen because he picks against Notre Dame every time.
Yeah.
So what does he say? It's going to be 23-20 Notre Dame.
Well, I'm going to get into mine real quick. So I've got Notre Dame, and we can get into Brandon just for you, buddy.
Didn't he bitch about that last time because he didn't do it?
So Notre Dame, they're not good, and they always play close. They don't blow anybody out, man. So give me Notre Dame wins 34-30.
34-30? Who's going to score all those points?
Larkin.
Yeah.
For Northwestern.
What about Gold? He's scoring?
Nope. All right. So next game, number 17 Penn State at number 5 Michigan, 10 points. Bear.
I think this was the same spread as Wisconsin, 10 points. And I fool me wrong. Thought Wisconsin was going to win outright. They didn't. So back in Michigan, right? You said.
And I took UM by 14. Worked out that time.
Yeah. Michigan's going to win this game. Penn State's going to cover though. Penn State just has not looked really good lately. So I think that Michigan's going to smother them. But, man, McSorley, dude, I tell you what, he's definitely going to be the X factor. And it sounds stupid because obviously he's going to be the X factor. But if he has a good game, they got a really good chance to beat Michigan.
Okay, Jake.
I'm going to go Michigan wins and covers this week. I think Michigan just blows the doors off of a struggling Penn State team.
I'm going to agree with you. I think Michigan covers. I think same thing with Wisconsin. They cover. They win by 14 at least. Brandon's taking Penn State in the points. He has Michigan winning, though, 28-20. Next game, number 6, Georgia at number 11, Kentucky, 9.5. Bear?
Yeah, give me Kentucky here. I think that they're still a pretty good squad, and 9.5 is a lot for being that good. Their only loss was close, so give me Kentucky here to win, actually, outright.
I'm gonna go Georgia wins, Kentucky covers.
Okay, and Brandon has Georgia winning 37-18. So Georgia covers. I also have Georgia covering. Number 7, Oklahoma at Texas Tech, 10.5.
Oh, man. I hate halves, but Oklahoma has just been blowing the doors, or they blew the doors off last week. I think they played Kansas State. Texas Tech isn't any better, so give me Oklahoma big, 58-28 or something like that.
Yeah, I agree with Bear here. I think Oklahoma wins, and I think they're going to win big. I'm going to go Oklahoma wins by 20, 30 points, so they're going to cover.
Brandon has Oklahoma winning 38-17, so they cover. And I also have Oklahoma, so this will be the first time we agree.
About time.
Next game, Nebraska at number 8, Ohio State, 21 points.
Go ahead, Jake.
All right, I think Ohio State's, they're pretty pissed off after losing to Purdue a couple weeks ago. They just had their bye. I think Ohio State comes out. I think they're motivated. I think they win big this week. Give me Ohio State 48-14. 14.
Yeah, this is a hashtag pray for Nebraska week. They are going to get just blown out of the water. It's a blackout. They're going to be playing angry. Haskins will throw. I think it'll be his 5th game. This one probably over 400 yards. The running game should get going as well. I think they've made a lot of adjustments. I'm hoping they made a lot of adjustments coming off the bye week. I really think that they're going to smash Nebraska. I really do feel bad for them. I don't know who they have next week. I don't know if it's Ohio State.
Is that Michigan State?
No, I think Michigan State's in 2 weeks.
They're the 10th.
Yeah.
He's right.
So it is next week.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So I don't think they'll be looking quite ahead to that, but I think that they're going to want to play pissed off, and I think they're going to come out. I mean, to get into the playoff, they have to win out. They don't have a choice. You have to beat everyone in your path. You have to win the Big Ten, and then hope that a couple teams ahead of them lose.
I think it'll be similar to last year, where the loss is too significant, they won't get in.
I don't, because I think there's other teams up there who definitely can falter and can have 2 losses, and you're not putting a 2-loss Georgia team over a 1-loss Big Ten champion Ohio State team. Not going to happen.
Nebraska, if they lose, they maybe lose 1, and they won't get destroyed. Michigan, they lost to Notre Dame, so that we'll see. But
right.
If Ohio State wins out, obviously they have 2. Oklahoma, I don't see them losing. They'll probably play Texas again.
Well, the problem is if Notre Dame wins 1, it's over. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they're
you're
done.
right.
That's the problem with not playing in a conference. You don't get that extra game, and that's going to happen.
It's going to be Bama, Clemson, probably Notre Dame, like we said, and Oklahoma. Did we even have Oklahoma?
I don't think Oklahoma lost 2. I don't see it. I don't.
They have 1 loss to Texas. They're going to get
Texas just lost to Oklahoma State, and Texas lost to Maryland.
But Purdue's 4-4, and they've lost to nobody's 2. They just got beat by Michigan State, who you guys thought would happen.
Ohio State, or teams beating Ohio State, and then the next week are like 1-8 under Urban Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
It's an unbelievable stat. So yeah, it's going to happen, and yeah, it has happened. And it was the same thing last year. They lost to an Iowa team that wasn't that great either. They got blown out, but
and that's why they didn't get in.
I wouldn't say that. I think that there were 2 other good teams ahead of them, didn't they? Who got in? Bama, Clemson.
They were guaranteed.
Who else?
Georgia.
Georgia had 1 loss.
That's what I'm saying. If you have 1-loss teams there,
I didn't say that. I said a 2-loss Georgia team will not get in over a 1-loss Ohio State team with the Big Ten title.
If there's 4 other 1-loss teams, they're all going to get in over.
Not Notre Dame.
You don't think Notre Dame?
No,
would?
I don't. I really don't. So if Notre Dame comes out this week and loses to Northwestern, you're telling me that they're a playoff team if they win out after that? Even if they lose to USC the last week of the year, I don't think it matters. I think they're done.
Yeah. We'll see.
You don't play in a conference, you're not gonna get it. Sorry, they'll never get it. They'll never get that nod over.
You got to think too if.
But they're money, and the NCAA, like you've argued with us, NCAA is all about money.
Yeah, Ohio State makes more money. They'd pull Ohio State.
That's true. I think you got to think too if Northwestern wins out and Ohio State wins out and beats Michigan, it's going to be Ohio State Northwestern in the Big Ten.
I don't think Ohio State wins out. I think Michigan's going to beat them this year.
Do you?
That may be the only thing stopping Ohio State is that Wisconsin right now is not looking to get there. That Big Ten West.
They're not there.
No,
it's not going to happen.
If that happens, if you don't beat a Wisconsin team, even though they've been struggling there, there's no one else there really. That's going to be an impressive win. But that's also why there should be 8 teams in the playoff. I think we all know that.
Yep,
So
I agree.
4 teams really doesn't get you anything, especially when you got teams like UCF, who will never get that chance, no matter how many times they go 13-0 in a row. It's just how it is. It's stupid, and that's they take those. You're going to take the Big Ten and the Big 12 over wherever the hell they play, Atlantic Sun or whatever conference, who knows. So it's one of those things, and like I said, we'll see. There's still 4 games left. And plus conference titles. There's still a lot of football left to be played. Never know what's going to happen.
I just look forward to if Ohio State loses. My favorite thing to do once Ohio State loses is to get on Facebook and look for Matt Carter's comment. It's my favorite thing to do. My favorite pastime when Ohio State loses a game.
Even when they almost lose, is still awesome to do.
Yeah.
Or beforehand.
So who does he remind you of if we're talking about another friend of ours that's a pro fan? Who would you compare him to?
Well, there's millions. There's me, there's Cody, there's a lot of people who fucking do that shit. So, that's just how it is. That's how everybody is. That's how most of our friends are.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot better over the years from dealing with that because at this point.
It just doesn't. It's like those things I always tell people in the real world, not just shit we can't control. Don't worry about shit you can't control.
Yep.
It's like health insurance. You can't control it. Shut up.
It's the same thing. It was the same thing when they lost to Purdue. It's like, yeah, they suck. Move on. Defense is trash. Unless they get it fixed, they're not going anywhere.
But I give you all the credit in the world because you called that. You
I
said
did.
they're on the biggest upset alert.
And I said up until then too. I said I wouldn't want to see Ohio State play Alabama right now, and I don't know if they want to. Even then, I don't. Like I said, their defense, Alabama's defense is still bad, but Ohio State wouldn't even come close to touching Alabama's offense at all. Alabama's defense could get a couple stops. Ohio State?
They would score a little.
Haskins would throw all over that defense, but they'd still stop him a couple times because
he threw
Urban would go run, pass, because that's what he gets into in these complacency frickin' games that he does, and it makes me so mad just watching him coach.
He's got 3 national titles. He doesn't care.
What do you think, Barry?
You
think Ohio State beats Michigan this year?
Right now, no.
No.
I don't.
Right now,
not
that's what I'm saying.
Not right now.
No.
We have to see. I mean, and I still stick to my guns too. That Michigan, you keep watching. They beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin looks like crap.
Now, I mean,
and who else has Michigan beaten? Nobody.
But who has Ohio State beaten? TCU's garbage. Penn State's garbage.
And I didn't say that.
Yeah, no,
but my point is that if you look at it that way too, Michigan beat their best win is Wisconsin, who has 3 losses.
I don't
now.
like looking at shit like that because it's week to week. It all happens, like you said. The amazing statistic, and we know Ohio State goes into Purdue, gets destroyed, and then they come out. Purdue does and loses to Michigan State. By the way, we talked about Utah State. They barely held it against them. Utah State's ranked 18th now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. But Michigan State.
And same thing when BYU beat Wisconsin. I mean, they were up there too. I think they were ranked for a little bit. I don't think they are anymore.
I still got the opportunity to buy my tickets for Michigan State, Ohio State. I don't know if I'm going to do it though because I'm like, I might just want to sit and watch it at home. But I mean, they're not bad. $80.
I'll take those off your hands if you do not want those.
I don't have them. I can just buy them at any point.
Oh, I thought you had them.
No, I can get them right now if I want to. But I'm like, it's fun. Last time I was up there was 4 years ago. No, I was there 2 years ago for it, and 4 years ago. So it's fun, no matter who you go there for. But like I told Bear, my fun statistic: the last 4 years, whoever's jersey or anything I wore, they lose. So I'll be taking what is that? Recommendations on which jersey to wear.
Just wear both, and then whatever team does is rip the other one off. You're like an NWO heel change mid-game. But while we're on this, I know that we're mid-picks here, but the college football playoff did go. So the top 4, Alabama 1, obviously Clemson 2, LSU is 3, Notre Dame is 4, which kind of surprisingly, I would think that.
So LSU or Bama? Well,
nope,
do you think if LSU beats Bama drops out of the top 4? Realistically,
I mean, in all reality, if Michigan wins this week, yes, they should.
And who's Michigan got?
They play Penn State.
Oh, we just talked about dumbass.
And they're
Sorry.
And they're 5th, and Georgia's 6th right now. Oklahoma 7, Washington State at 8, which is a joke. Kentucky at 9, and Ohio State at 10.
Which is another joke.
So we'll see. Florida is the first 2-loss team at 11. UCF is at 12, 7-0, still getting no respect. By the way,
I'm with you.
And then West Virginia, and then there's a whole bunch of 2-loss teams and a couple 3-loss teams down there. So yeah, I mean, if you really look at it, like you said, as we go into it, Kentucky's probably going to lose. Let's be honest, I picked them to win, but they're going to lose this week to Georgia. So Ohio State, like you said,
but we never know.
You don't, but I'm saying that they'll lose again at some point.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
If they go to the SEC title game,
to A&M. It was close. Wasn't it overtime?
They just lost last week, wasn't it? I think, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
it might have
overtime, wasn't it? Against A&M.
I think so. Yeah, because they almost just lost to Missouri. They scored on the last play to win. So yeah, I mean they will. Washington State's definitely going to lose again this year. Who knows with Oklahoma?
They have left, do we know? Stat guy?
No.
Stop watching the damn Mountain Dew commercials. Get on that Washington State schedule.
That was Chase Elliott. That was like Brandon stuff right there. Yeah, he would have been distracted.
I think the ghost of Brandon just came in and took over Jake's body. Ooh, Chase Elliott.
And Oklahoma, like I said, Oklahoma lost to Texas. You never know. They still got to play Oklahoma State in Bedlam at the end of the year, so they could lose again. You got Georgia up there who has to play, probably will have to play Bama if they make it to the SEC title game. There's another possible loss. Michigan at 7-1. Like I said, if Ohio State beats Michigan, if they win out and Ohio State beats Michigan, it doesn't matter. They're going to jump them no matter where they're at. They both win out from here on. Mm-hmm. Agreed. Notre Dame at 8-0. I mean, that's the team. If they lose, I think they drop out and they're about done unless a couple other teams help them. Clemson, I don't know. They're so. I mean, there's certain weeks they just look so bad, and then other weeks they just look so great. I can't pin them down at all. So I guess 2 is a good spot.
So, quick question for you: if Ohio State wins out, you think they're in, right?
I mean,
Like wins Big Ten champion, everything.
well,
wins from
that's.
here on out.
I think if there obviously there's other things have to happen. So no, I don't think that because they
What
could
about
easily win
Michigan?
out and be fifth.
What about Michigan? You think they get in if they win out?
If Michigan wins out and wins the Big Ten, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean, because like you said, Alabama and LSU are playing this week, so one of those teams are dropping out. So if Michigan wins this week, they're in. You got Notre Dame there and you got Clemson there. So that's really where it's at. So if Notre Dame and Clemson both obviously win out, then they're in no matter what.
If let's hypothetically say Michigan and Notre Dame got in, would you root for either of them to win?
No. Nope. I'd be a big Bama fan.
I just had to ask.
Yeah. Or Clemson. So no, I'm not.
I still need my Bama over Clemson, so I'm sticking with that.
For football in the playoff, actually, I'm sorry, just for football in general, I will root for every Big Ten team to win their bowl game except Michigan. I don't care.
That played out perfectly for you last year.
Yeah, and then everyone goes,
Ooh, well, it's money for the conference.
I don't care. Ohio State pulls in more money than half those teams anyways.
Yes.
Not concerned about it.
I
Don't
did-
care.
I
I don't
wa-
go to that school, and I don't work for the NCAA. I don't work for
Right,
Ohio State.
right.
I don't work for the Big Ten, so I don't care about money coming in. I just want to see Michigan fans wallow in their tears, just like they want to see me wallow in my tears when Ohio State loses. That's how it is.
I actually did. I was pulling for them last year because I was like, God, we can have a perfect record. That'd be awesome. And then they choke, and then I was like, yep,
Sounds about right.
sounds about right.
I might root
He's
for
on my
Notre
side.
Dame. I don't know. It just depends how Brandon is that week. We'll see.
He might not show up for a podcast. All right.
Oh no, we would definitely. I think that's what we would do. We would do it. That national championship would be Monday night, so we just do it live that night. I think that'd be better, and it would just be us sitting here talking while Brandon's watching, just pissing him off in the back. Even though he won't let us in because he's got to watch it by himself in the dark.
So before we get back to our picks here, let's talk real quick about Anthony Wayne.
Yeah,
We
how
went to the
about
game
that?
last week. All of us did. Brandon showed up, and 10-0, man. First time in history, and they destroyed Springfield. There was a chance they were going to play him, but Springfield, I think, actually got the 6th seed.
They didn't? Oh, because they did at. They had.
We're playing Parma, who is 6-4, and
They should beat them because they got to come up to Anthony Wayne. But I don't know Parma. Like I said, if they would have replayed Springfield again, it would have been another slaughter. Because honestly, in that game, Anthony Wayne had so many missed opportunities, balls down the field that they were dropping. I mean, and really the only big play that they gave up was a long run by that running back for Springfield was a beast. Jeremiah, I don't know what his name was, but yeah, he was quick.
Their quarterback, he leads the league in passing. Springfield's quarterback, he couldn't pass. I mean, it was raining. We were there, obviously. He threw it. That awesome pick six. We were right there for the end zone.
Yeah, that was
or the
bad.
fumble. When you call the fumble before anybody.
Ball! Yep.
We all got it. That was a good game. It was fun. We left at the end of the third, and it was 38-14, which ended up being the final. So we left at the right time.
It was, they played really well. So they should beat Parma. We'll see. Hopefully they can go deep. But
They're in Central's region.
They just have to. The passing was rough. You talked a lot about their quarterback and how good he looks throwing and the run pass option. He definitely did, but he made a lot of mistakes. He held the ball.
He held it way too long.
He held the ball an awful long time, and I don't know if that was because of the rain or because he was missing his reads, whatever it was. But I think the kid's better than that because there are a lot of open guys, and I think they're definitely going to see that when they're watching film this week, no doubt.
I know. I don't think any of us are going this week, but if they win again, potentially we will on the 9th or 16th.
Yeah, because district should be around here, right?
Right.
Should be at the UT or something.
Yeah, and then if they play Central, so if they win the next 2 weeks, they'll play Central, if Central wins, of course, on the 16th, which will be out of town because we're heading out of town, Jake and I are. But if they do, more than likely the game will be up here somewhere, but we've seen it where two local teams go play somewhere random.
Yeah, it's odd.
It's very possible. And if they do,
they don't.
If they're south, we'll be heading to the game. But they got to get there. Anthony Wayne, the first year under Brungard, they went deep. They made it to the Final Four.
Final Four, yep.
Lost in the semis, right?
To,
Yep. LaSalle, who
yep.
won the championship that year, and then last year they lost first round of the playoffs. They were they a 1 or a 2 last year?
I have no idea.
They had to be a 2 because they were 8-2,
Yeah,
right? Or 9-1.
they were 8-2 last year.
8-2, yeah.
And
Because they were 7-3, 8-2. Now they're 10-0.
And they're 10-0, and Central's 10-0. So Central's got the 1, of course. That would be a good matchup. I'd be interested to see if Central can play Anthony Wayne. I would really try. We may have to, if that does happen, postpone our trip just a little bit and head later that night just to get down south.
Yeah, especially if they play in the Glass Bowl. I mean, at least it'll be close.
Right.
That would be easy. It'd be nice.
So, but yeah, we're rooting for Anthony Wayne. That's our alma mater. Let's hope they get there. But back to college football. Now that we've talked about everything,
Still got 3 picks left.
Hold on, real quick.
go ahead.
Back to that Washington State. They play Cal. They play Cal.
they could lose that easily.
They play Colorado.
Tough.
Tough game.
Arizona at home.
They'll win that.
Then
Well,
they play-
Arizona.
Nah,
who did
Arizona's
Arizona just blow out? They just blew somebody
Yeah,
out.
I don't think it was anybody good. I think it was like Oregon State or something. They're like 3-5 right now, or 4-5. I don't know.
I thought it was Oregon.
And then they got Washington for the last game of the
See,
year
they still got to
at
play
home, though.
Yeah, okay, at home. That's
home.
very possible, but there's still 3 losable games there. Where's the Colorado game? Is that in Boulder?
That's at Colorado.
Yeah, see,
that's
that's-
at Colorado.
That's going to be tough for them. They might win this week. That'll be tough.
They came out of nowhere. See, they lost to UCLA 31-30, which we all think UCLA's trash.
Washington State
No,
lost.
no, Arizona.
Oh,
Sorry.
gee, I was like, wait,
And
that's
then-
their one loss and they're 8th?
And
Like,
then
holy shit.
Arizona, they beat Oregon 44-15.
Yes, that was when they had game day there. That was monstrous.
Yeah, that was great for them. But like we say, anything can happen any week.
Yep.
It just depends. So let's go into the next pick. Finally, we're at it. Temple at UCF -10. I'm going to read Brandon's first.
Okay.
This I had it at 7 because they didn't open with a line yet, and the predictors were saying it was a 7-point game. They finally came out with 10. So Brandon at first had 38-28, and I said I need a pick because that's a wash. And he said, all right, give me UCF 38-27. So he backed it off a point, so he's got UCF covering.
Okay. Yeah, I think UCF, especially after seeing this at their 12th, 7-0 below a 6-2 Florida team. I could see them being 11th under Ohio State, Kentucky, all of them at 7-1. But being put below a 6-2 Florida team, I think that they are going to come out and play pissed off, and I think Temple's in the way. UCF probably like 52-12. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Bear right there. I think UCF's going to come out pissed off. They're going to play hell of a game. I think they're going to put up, I'm going to go 55-10.
All right. And I'm also taking UCF. I'm not giving a score. They're going to win by more than 10.
A lot.
All right, next one. Cal, which this could be interesting. We were just talking about it. Cal at Washington State, 10.5. I know, Barry, you hate those halves, so why don't you go ahead and go first?
Give me Cal. We'll write that one down. I think that Washington. You know what? No, I'm going to take Cal outright here, and I'm going to take that because I picked them to be my sleeper earlier in the year, and I don't have my sheet with me to say if they beat Washington State. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. Regardless, they cover. If worst case scenario, they lose last-second field goal, but it's going to be tight.
I like it. I'm taking Washington State myself to cover, but go ahead. By 14, close.
Yeah, I'm going to go Washington State to cover here as well. I think they won by 14.
All right, and then lastly, Michigan State at Maryland. Maryland is given 3. So, Brandon, I'll give his first real quick. Michigan State wins 28-24, so he has it close.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. This is kind of breaking news, but DJ Durkin was reinstated today.
What?
Yeah, he was reinstated today. He returns with the Board of Regents backing. This happened probably at about 5:30 today. I saw this come through. This is big. A lot of people are going to be really, really pissed off about this. I know that the parents of Jordan or Marty McNair, who passed away, were extremely mad. They felt like they just lost another battle here in this, which I think they did. I am absolutely shocked. I don't know if he's going to be out there for the game. I don't know if they're going to keep him out the rest of the year or what they're going to do because this is all just happening within the last couple hours. But, yeah, that's crazy. I won't go much more into it. I think it's wrong, and I think what Maryland's doing is wrong. So I'm going to take State, and hopefully they blow the shit out of them.
I'm going to go State as well. I think I agree with Bear. That's that whole coach situation. That's not a good situation to be in. I'm going to go Michigan State wins by 10 to 14 points.
Yeah, I got Michigan State as well, which is doomed as day for us because every time I pick Michigan State, they screw me over.
And I always lose on Michigan, so Brandon, sorry, buddy, you're going to be screwed on that one since we both took Penn State. I always lose on Michigan spreads too.
Yep. So, and I am 0-8 or 0-7 now on Michigan State, but it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm taking Michigan State. So it should be an interesting week. We'll come back to this and see how we did. We do have some varying picks here, so that's nice. And we'll go from there. But next, so the NFL, before we get into I'll just give quickly the picks from last week. So Bear, 13-1.
Woo!
Only loss was the Lions.
God damn it. Detroit, what are you doing? Yeah,
And-
they got freaking stomped by Seattle. It wasn't even close. I think it was like 28-7, and then they ended up scoring late to make it look half respectable. That was, that was the only game I was trying not to watch. It was so embarrassing. So thanks a lot, Detroit, for ruining my perfect week.
Brandon was 10-4. I was 11-3, and the podcast was 12-2. So right down the line, 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, 4 loss. So I'll take it. The 2 loss. The only one we screwed up was taking the 40. That was a close game. 49ers and Cardinals.
Who picked the Cardinals?
You did.
Yep, I told you guys. Should have taken them.
And 49ers had it and blew it. So.
By the way, I think I talked about this last week in my bet league. Now 4 or 5 straight weeks. I think it's 4. 4 straight weeks of hitting a 4 or more team parlay. By the way, did it again this
money?
week. Well, it's a bet league, so it's already the money's already in. I get to play with shares. So I'm sitting in third right now. Top 4 payout, $1,000, $700, $300, money back, $105 for fourth.
Nice.
So I'm sitting at $300 right now. The 2 guys ahead of me, one guy dominated this week. He was actually, I think, 700 shares below me, and ended up I think he hit $200 or 100 share parlays of 3 teams, which is $700 a piece, and he put like $500 on I think Green Bay to cover against the Rams at 9.5. So he had a lot of shares out there. He cleaned up very well. So he jumped all the way to first. OfficeFootballPool.com is what we use. It's really cool.
Is it just like guys you know?
No, it's a guy who I work on the building with, not actually the same company, but the same building. We do a lot of bet stuff together. He's really big into sports. He's a big, I work up in Michigan, so he's a big, Michigan Lions, all that, sort of fan. But yeah, it's $105 to get in this league, and you get 1,000 shares. You have to bet 100 a week minimum, no matter what. So we play off of that, and I think we had 18 in this year, and already 5 are out. And once you're at 0, you're done. There's no buy-ins. There's nothing. You can't buy back. So once you're done, you're out. There's a few guys under, I think there's 2 more under 500, which is kind of tight right now, but it gives you like 4 more weeks at least to play with, 5 more weeks. And then a lot of the other people are like 900 and up, but us top 3, I think the dude in first is at like 3150, dude in second's at like 2870, and I'm at like 2450. So I'm close.
Realistically, if the other people are out by the week 17, and there's 4 of you left, you're guaranteed money, right?
Yep.
So you just go all in.
Yep. The first 2 years ago was the first year I was in it. I won.
And can you bet more like throughout the day? You don't have to bet,
no, you can
bet throughout the day.
Yeah. So whenever obviously it locks when the game's locked. Yeah. So even when the 1 o'clock's lock, I can still bet on the 4 o'clocks. When the 4 o'clock's lock, 8 o'clock, everything like that. The first year I was in it 2 years ago, I won. I was in first. Week 14 and 15, I hit 2 parlays, both like 18 parlays in that for like 20 or something like that. But I mean, that's like 1,200 shares. That's a big hit. So I ended up winning that one. Pulled away there. I was nervous because the last game, that was the Packers Lions, and they're all Lions people, and they had a chance to catch me if they wanted to, but they all played like I was trying to play it like Jeopardy, because you can't see until the game start who everyone else is picking. Everything's hidden until the game starts. Then you can see it because it's locked. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, if this guy gets this, I mean, you can play any parlay. How's he going to do it? But there's only 2 left. So I'm doing my math in my head, and I go, okay, if he does this. So I ended up betting like the max amount I thought I could without losing, a good amount to get there. I think I ended up putting like 400 on the Packers, who ended up covering and winning. So I ended up winning that. But the other 2 didn't even bet that. They both like bet 50 because they were playing each other for second and third. So they didn't even try to get first. So right when I saw when it started, I saw they couldn't get me. I was like, this is great. No pressure on the game. Doesn't even matter anymore. Even if I lost that 400, I still would have had it. And then last year I finished third, and we paid top 5 last year, and I finished third, which was $300 I think then. So it's not bad.
No, you can't beat it.
So I'm already up in that, and I'm looking to get a little bit more money on that one at the end of the year. But I still a long time to go. I still got 9 weeks.
How are we looking as a podcast?
So we are up by 2 again, no longer tied after the nice 12-point week. Still, who we don't know who this is, V. Elise has now jumped into second with 11. She or he or it or animal or whatever it is has gone 9, 12, and 11 the last 3 weeks. And we've gone 8, 9, and 12. So that person has, or animal or whatever, robot, it could be a robot. Never know. It could be Ben Affleck Batman.
Yeah.
Never know. So
Alfred.
They've been
Play me the bad Patriots.
They've been doing very well here lately. Mr. Perfect, his last 3 weeks, 11, 10, and 10. He's at 78, also in second place. Your burner team there, your burner Twitter account, Wellington's Wieners, has 77, so you're 3 behind us.
Yeah, and I would be 78 if I played that Browns game. I know I'm at 78 up here. That's how I know where we're at. And so that puts you at 80. You're 80 and 34 now.
Yeah.
And that puts me at 78 and...
What was Brandon?
He was 10-4.
He was 10. He had 10
74
as well.
and 43. Or 71 and 43, excuse me.
So we got that. West Texas Rednecks at 75, so they're 5 back. And then hot friend, Hugh Gotta Believe, she has gone 8, 11, and 12.
She better change her name because Hugh's not believing anymore.
we were texting about that yesterday. I told her finally, you know, just like everyone else, like finally you guys have been freed, you know. And then they fire, you know, we were talking and like, okay, well, since they fired Hugh, they're probably going to keep Haley because originally it was we're going to fire Haley if he'd had bad.
Keep Hugh.
And they fired Hugh. So it was like, oh,
because
okay.
when you look at it, Hugh wanted to focus more on their quarterback, Baker.
Yep.
And Haley's more doing what he was doing. So I'm like, oh, they're going to keep Hugh. And then they fired him. I'm like.
And then they fired Haley an hour later.
Keep him, yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, he's going to be the interim, and then they fired him, which I still knew. I had a feeling he was going to go because the offense hasn't done much. Greg Williams takes over, so that'll be interesting. So we'll see. And then there's.
What was that? What was he a part? We were just talking about it earlier. The Bounty Gate.
Bounty Gate, yeah. After that, I mean, that's been like 10 years. That was like 08, if you can believe it. It's been that long already, but it's crazy. And then also, I don't want to leave out J. Bird W. Don't know who that is.
Johnny Walker, man.
That's Johnny?
That's Johnny.
Johnny's up in, he's also tied for 6th with 70, so only 10 back. So there's still, like you said, there's still 9 weeks to go. A lot of football left, so.
Just get the damn beer. It's okay.
a lot, yeah, I was about to say, I'll just talk over it. It's all right. A lot of football left, so everyone still has a chance for sure. You never know. We're definitely down to hit a cold streak here soon.
Where are you at? Did you forget to play again?
No, I played this week. I think I hit 10 this week.
Yep, you had 10. You're below Justin from Twitter.
Where's ex-wife? How'd she do this week? By the way, she got like what, 7?
She had 8.
Yeah. Grayson picked all the games.
Did he?
So he
That sounds
picked
about right.
He's like the 49ers. He's like, that's my team because he played on the 49ers. I'm like, oh, it didn't work out for him.
Should have
Damn
picked the
it.
Cardinals.
I know. That's okay though. So, keep it in there. We want to give away stuff. Again, we'll talk real quick. We got the charity event in December on the 4th, I believe. Got our table purchased, so all these assholes got to pay me back. So we'll see once we get there.
Nope.
We got to figure out what we're doing. We're talking about that big giant gummy bear and
Do
hanging
you
little
accept
gummy
bits
bears
and
from it.
pieces of string?
Maybe.
That's all I pay in.
Can I pay you in Miller Lite?
No.
Or sand dollars.
No. Speaking of paying, did you pay him yet?
No, I haven't. How
You're
much do I
never,
owe,
never
80
gonna,
bucks?
you're never gonna win money.
Dude, I've won $120 in DraftKings in the last.
Well, there you go. That's
the last-
perfect. Yeah, I think you owe me
last
80.
like week and a half.
Yeah, you owe him 80.
That's okay.
I'm holding on to the password until you get. The
that's
season's
fine.
going to be over, and then I'm going to have to pay him the rest.
Oh,
Speaking of that, I forgot I put one in. Let's see how my lineup's doing
That's
here.
fine. I got like another 2 weeks left that I already paid for Lion Stars. I think I got another 2 weeks left.
Dancing with the Stars? Is that what you said?
No, it's like draft. It's like Lion Stars DraftKings or something like that. It's like $10 a week or something.
I'll have to
I paid
look.
for like 3 months, but I've won like $120 in the last week or 2 weeks. Or
Oh, that's
so.
not bad.
So I mean, I've been doing pretty decent.
That's good, as long as you're winning.
So,
Right.
But
So-
I will get that to you.
You-
Don't worry. I got to get your PayPal. So
Yeah.
All right. Or
So,
Venmo.
real quick, trades today. HaHa Clinton Dix to Washington.
Oh.
Dante, this is unreal. Dante Fowler to the Rams. So you've got
His
Ndamukong
upside is
and
phenomenal.
what is it? Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, and they're playing the New Orleans this
I mean,
week.
then you got Marcus Peters. I mean, that defense
it's
is
gonna be
already
nuts.
stacked, so it's awesome.
Golden Tate to Philly.
Don't like it. Now we got to see him frickin' 2 more times this year after our Dallas already had to see him once.
Yep, Demarius, which I love this, to the Texans, fill
Yep.
in for Will Fuller, who I lost.
Yep,
So we'll see.
I
I'm not
think-
playing him this way. I know I play you in fantasy.
Yep. And I think he makes a good compliment to DeAndre Hopkins
Yeah,
because
he's-
he's not a ball hog. He's a great possession receiver.
Right.
And,
He's a possession receiver. He's
not
not
that
the
Hopkins
speed like,
is not
and
that Hopkins
Fowler's-
is the ball hog
Because
either.
Fuller's
but,
the speed. He
Yeah.
was, and so he's just going to be a possession guy too.
that Kiki Kuti, he's going to be. He'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
as long as he can stay healthy.
He'll-
He's going
you
to be
think
the
Kiki will
burner
be
down
slot?
the field. Oh, he'll definitely be slot.
Yeah,
He's
and
going
then
to
he'll
play
be
the
the burner.
slot if
Yep.
he can stay healthy.
Right, because he's got a hamstring injury, I think, right?
Yes, he heard it 2 weeks ago after his big game. So.
And then Ty Montgomery to the Ravens after that fumble.
Yeah, for a 7th-round pick, I think they said it was just a slap in the face. I mean, Green Bay was going to cut him anyway, so they just got a pick out of it, which good for them. You know.
And then Damon Harrison to the Lions. There you go.
Yeah. That
and then
was
earlier this week,
earlier.
we talked about.
we talked about Cooper last week.
Yeah, we talked
so
about
that's okay.
Cooper. What was the other big trade? We had Amari Cooper. There's a few
I don't
trades.
know if there really. Yeah, I don't know if there really was one. A big. No, I don't think there was a bigger one earlier in the week.
Like
I mean, Carlos Hyde went to the Jaguars. I don't remember if we covered that or
I don't
not.
think we did.
But yeah, Hyde went to the Jaguars. You know, the Browns have Nick Chubb, so I think that's good that him and Duke Johnson are just fine in that backfield. They don't need Carlos Hyde back there. I think he was on a 1-year deal anyways. They weren't going to re-sign him regardless, the way Chubb's been playing, so that was not surprising. But yeah, what else was there? What do you got?
Like we said, Dante Fowler, we had that. We had Golden Tate. Eli Apple. And did you see? I think he led the Saints. The Saints. I think he led their team in tackling this week.
Yeah, that wouldn't
Doesn't
surprise
surprise
me.
me.
I mean, they're now like an all Ohio State backfield, or all Ohio State team almost. Michael Thomas at receiver, and then you got Von Bell, Marshawn Lattimore, and Eli Apple. It's like 2015 Buckeyes all over again. It feels like.
It does.
So that's fine with them. He didn't play well with the Giants. I mean, the Giants are sellers. Obviously, they're trash. They're done. Surprising. I mean, I guess just say surprisingly, but surprisingly, the Packers are sellers. I mean, getting rid of Ty Montgomery isn't selling, but getting rid of HaHa Clinton Dix, who is the number 2 PFF Pro Football Focus rated safety right now for a 4th-round pick. I mean, he was. I don't think they were going to re-sign him. They could have, but I think it's an interesting one to get away. I'm not saying that they're quite giving up, but they have the Patriots this week, and we'll see where they go from there. It's going to be tough in that division, so we will end up seeing how they fare out the rest of the year, but I don't think they're going to do anything until they get rid of Mike McCarthy. I think he's wasting Aaron Rodgers' prime, and I think I say that every week. So we'll see as we go here, but you want to get into the picks here?
Well, not quite yet. I put a thing in there about what were your thoughts on Todd Gurley, his play at the end of the game.
Oh, love it. I'm so happy, because I didn't bet on the game. So I didn't bet on the game. I did have him in fantasy, but I already beat all you guys in DraftKings for the 3rd straight week in the league. By the way, I don't know if you've seen that. 3 straight weeks I've won that league.
I saw that. I think I finished 3rd or 4th. I still won some money in the other leagues.
No, you finished 3rd. You were there. You were in 2nd most of the time, and then got knocked out.
Yeah, because all my games were done early.
And I had Goff, Gurley, and Cooks, which Cooks didn't do anything. Actually, I was in the $3 contest, and I had that lineup in there as well, and it was a really good lineup. If Cooks did anything, I would have won a decent amount more money, which would have been nice. And I also had a Rosen, David Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald stack. First good game Larry's had all year. So look at that. And I was close to the same. So
anyway,
it was it was a stupid play. It was like, I'm just going to throw $3 in, because when you play those $3 150-man tournaments on DraftKings, you got to put in something different, something no one's going to have. And no one had him. Fitzgerald was like 3% owned. Rosen was 0.88% owned. David Johnson was like 10% owned. I mean, it wasn't a winning lineup, but it still won me it doubled my money, won me $6.
Right,
Take it.
Gurley, I love what he did. Backed off. I know that people were worried about the over.
Didn't get the over. Didn't get the cover.
It would have been 6.5 points for him or 7 points for him. Didn't get the cover.
And they would have covered because, they say that, but
they won by 2, so it would have been 9. It was 9.5. So
some got them at 8 and 8.5.
Yeah,
That's why
early.
they say that. But they definitely would have gotten the over,
And
because
then
the
Gurley-
over was 56.5 or 57.
And then Gurley would have had 7 more points or 6 more points for the touchdown.
For the fantasy, but he already had a huge game, so I don't think fantasy implications are big. I mean, obviously it could be in DraftKings, but yeah, I'd love to see him do that. And then he went and just called everybody out afterwards who was talking shit on Twitter. It was great. Even DraftKings, the actual DraftKings. So that was nice to see.
Yeah, and
because these guys are playing to win. They don't care about the over/under. They don't care about your fantasy team.
You'll like what Brandon said. You ready for this?
Yep.
Your job is to win. You have that opportunity, you take it. MJD did the same thing a couple years ago. That was an unselfish play, and I love it. To quote Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. You don't play to get fantasy points to make some nerd named Bear happy and richer.
Oh, I agreed with him. What a dick.
Right. That's why I said you'll love this. You go down and keep that clock running and secure the win. I have no problem with that play. 105 left. And if he scored, you could have missed the extra point.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers could have
got it too.
done Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely.
Could have done Aaron
I
Rodgers
agree.
things. We have all seen it before with Aaron Rodgers. You don't want to put the ball in his hands again.
Well, you know what, Brandon, you owe me an apology because I agreed with you and you called me a nerd. So you can suck on that one.
You said no matter what, he's still wrong. So he's wrong, right?
Well, only on Notre Dame or whatever. Whenever we're in a debate, this wasn't a debate, but I'm kind of mad he called me a name. That kind of hurts my feelings a little bit.
Well, we're an hour and 20 in. Anybody need a bathroom break?
Nope.
Good.
We're good.
Then we'll keep going. No thanking
Wait,
the sponsors.
Brandon? Oh, nope. Okay. Nope. He's here in spirit. We're good.
All right, so let's get right into the NFL picks. Bye weeks this week. Cincinnati, Indianapolis, New York Giants, Philadelphia, Arizona,
A lot of bye weeks this
Jacksonville, First game, Thursday night, Raiders at 49ers. Brandon has the 49ers. Jake, why don't you give us yours?
I got the 49ers as well this week.
I'm going to go with the Raiders. I think they pull this one off this week. I know the 49ers have been close, but, I mean, come on. Oakland's got to win one. I'm already making you pick here.
Who'd I pick, Bear?
I mean, I would think you probably picked the 49ers. You went with the Raiders. Very nice. I was going to say, even if you pick the 49ers, I am extremely en fuego right now, so you might want to side with me so this podcast doesn't have to give away swag.
Right. Raiders. We got the Raiders. Sorry, Jake, we split, stat guy, but your votes are only half a vote, so it doesn't matter.
I'm only half a person.
Yes, you are. Next game, Bears at Bills. Okay, I think we all just Bears.
Yeah.
Bears.
By the way, I just saw it today, too. Nathan Peterman is starting again. So this Bears defense is going to just destroy him.
Thank you. I know I play you this week and with the Bears D.
Yeah, that's going to be... See, this is the best part is that since everyone who's played me in fantasy this year, their teams have blown up.
Oh, dude, you'll probably beat me. It's my luck.
Oh, no. I'm going to play your team in DraftKings. That's how I've been doing for the last 4...
Really?
After I've realized it, yes. Everyone's been blowing up against me. They've just had the good matchups. I mean, granted, I'm going to play the Bears defense against Buffalo anyways. But
and then I've got Cohen. Who would you say? Cohen,
I have Cohen in my other week.
Yeah,
So
would you say Cohen's number one now, running back?
I would think so because they're playing him a lot more than Howard, but he's not. He's like a flex back. He's a scat back. He's not a true running back. He's like the Dante Hall and the guys who can play running back, but they also can play wide receiver. They can come into motion.
You think he's like he doesn't run like Le'Veon, but in the receiving part.
It's disgusting. He breaks ankles out there all day. I mean, he's so fast. I mean, I'd like to see him and Tyreek Hill in a race. I want to see who's faster because that would be interesting. I think that would be pretty close.
So to bring up my trade, because we haven't talked about it, I traded away. I lost Will Fuller for the year, and I had Zeke, Kareem Hunt, Tariq Cohen, and Phillip Lindsay as running back. So I traded Zeke because I wanted a draft pick and I needed a receiver.
And you couldn't keep him next year anyway.
And I couldn't keep him because I'm keeping Hunt unless something crazy happens next year. So I traded. This worked out for me and for Ryan, who's in our league. And Ryan, he was the one we mentioned earlier this year, got me back on a half point this year when I got him a few years ago in the playoffs to win a title.
Yep.
He got me back. Thank you, Graham Gano, for missing that extra point, jerk, and the Bears for -3 that week. So I traded Zeke for Juju Smith-Schuster and a third-round pick. I'm happy with it for next year, and because I'm not tanking the season, I'm sitting in 6th right now when it comes to points. I got to put up more points. But I'm happy with it. I got Juju, so I can play Tariq. I got Kareem. I got Phillip Lindsay, and now I've got Juju and Larry Fitzgerald will be there. I got Demaryius, who's now with the Texans, and then who the hell is my other wide receiver? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
I've got Gabriel, which he's on the bench. I won't play.
The only thing that you're gonna have to run into this week is going to be the Cowboys defense. By the way, I'm gonna get them because I have the first waiver pick, so I can tell the whole world and it doesn't matter because I'm getting them. So I'll have Dallas's defense Monday night against Tennessee.
That's a good one.
Off of a bye week, they should put a good stomping on them and hopefully beat up Mariota a little bit and beat up that crappy Titans team.
Right. So the other one, sorry. I mean, I have Goodwin there. He's on a bye. It's whatever. But no,
he's playing Oakland. Marquise?
Not good. Sorry. Fitzgerald's on a bye.
Okay.
So he's my other one. Marquise, he's playing. But this week, I got Juju in with Demaryius. Juju's at Baltimore. Baltimore has that tough D, but they were just exposed with Cam Newton this week. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Looking forward to this week. So that being said, let's go to the next game. Chiefs at Browns. We all taking the Chiefs. Do we even have to say this?
No, I think we're good. I think we're all going to go Chiefs.
Yeah, no upset this week. Even though with the coaches out, they're going to probably play a little bit harder for Greg Williams. But, yeah, they ran into the wrong team at the wrong time right now.
All right. Jets at Dolphins. Brandon took the Jets. Jake?
I'm going to go... I picked the Dolphins, so I'm going to go Dolphins.
Yeah, Miami, like I said after last week, they're just not very good, and you've seen it. I would not be shocked if the Jets come down to Miami and beat them, so I'm going to agree with Brandon here and take the Jets. It's going to be close. I'm going to go Jets.
I also am going with the Jets, so we as a podcast will be taking the Jets. Next, Lions at Vikings. The Lions who screwed Bear over last week. So I'll let you lead this off.
Oh, yeah, Vikings at home all day. Lions just traded away Golden Tate, their best weapon probably on offense. I mean, I know they have Galladay and they have that, but, I mean, Tate's the most consistent. Vikings, after I would say getting embarrassed, actually, at home, probably. No, I wouldn't say embarrassed, but New Orleans pretty much dominated that game, so they're going to have to come home and they're going to have to beat the crap out of Detroit.
I got the Vikings.
And by the way, I'm going to go, what is this week? This week 8, this week 9?
Yep.
Yeah, Thielen's going to break the record this week. He's going to, it's going to be tough. He's got Darius Slay, who's probably one of the top 3 corners right now at PFF, if I had to take a look. He's playing really well. He's probably going to shadow Thielen most of the day, but I think he breaks the record for most consecutive 100-yard games. Thielen's going to go for over 100 again.
Jake, you got Vikings?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay, next. Falcons at Redskins. Brandon took the Redskins. Jake?
Ooh, Redskins at home. I'm gonna stick with my pick. I went the Redskins.
Yeah, this is probably a must-win for the Falcons to keep up. I shouldn't say keep up with the Saints because they're not going to, but they need to stay in a wild card hunt right now. They're not winning that division.
They've got Carolina who's winning.
And exactly, yep, you still got Carolina up there. So they have to go into Washington and win. I think this team's going to play really desperate. They're coming off the bye week. Give me the Falcons close. Probably game-winning field goal by Matt Bryant. He should be healthy. Wait, they had a bye week? Yeah, they had a bye week because they played the Giants on Monday night and then had a bye week. Yeah, I just talked myself into that. Thanks, guys. I'm just killing time for Gary to put his cigarette out.
Yes.
There we go.
All right, so, Bear, who did I take?
Crap, it's a split. All right, you got the Falcons. I like it.
Falcons again.
I already put them down on our picks anyway, so I couldn't.
We
I
split
couldn't take
with
the
Brandon
check
and Jake again, but since Jake's only a half a point, sorry, Jake.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
No count, though.
Next, Bucks at Panthers. Not the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Buccaneers with Ryan Fitzmagic back at the helm.
Yeah, Jameis Winston is about done, I think, in Tampa. I'm surprised he didn't get traded today. He might get cut at the end of the year. I can't imagine that they swing with him anymore. He just looked really bad against Cincinnati. And then Cincinnati tried to choke as hard as they could. Very, very close. But are the Bengals playing this week?
No, they're on bye.
All right, go ahead, Jake. Give us your before I go into my pick, give us your Bengals take here with last week because they played really well until the last 8 minutes of that game.
Let's see, they played really well. They picked off Winston 4 times?
4 times.
Yeah, 4 times. Then you got your typical Bengals, they're going to keep the game close, almost lose it, have to go down and kick a last-second field goal. But that's just how Cincinnati is. You can never play a full game and win convincingly. You got to play hard the first half, and then just like Baltimore earlier in the year. Baltimore came back, and they almost won that game. Cincinnati had to go down and score late to win that game. So it's just how Cincinnati is, how they always will be. With Marvin Lewis, still think they need to get rid of him, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's just how they are.
And I was talking to Justin on the Twitter about this. I'm like, way to keep it close, but they won. They got that W. So who you got? You got the Panthers or the Bucks?
Oh, I picked the Panthers. Fitzmagic, though. I'm going to go Panthers at home. I'm going to stick with my pick.
Bear?
Yeah, I had the Panthers, definitely.
And me as well. So the podcast takes the Panthers. Next, Steelers at Ravens. Brandon took the Steelers. Jake, what do you got?
I'm gonna, I had the Ravens. I'm gonna take the Ravens at home. Their defense is one of the top defenses in the league. I think they come out and they give Big Ben some hell this week.
I think this is going to be a good game in Baltimore. I mean, they always play good, tight games, but it seems like the home team always wins. I'm going to go Ravens here. I think that they're gonna beat up the Steelers. And for some reason, after losses, they come back and play better. So give me the Ravens.
You can have the Ravens. All right. So, Bear, where does that put me for this week? Since this is another split
I'm going to say you're
game.
going with the Steelers.
I am.
Yeah, I figured so.
The Steelers lost earlier this year at home to the Ravens on Sunday night, 26-14. I think that the Steelers come back, keep their division lead strong. They have their division lead. They have the lead.
Are you sure?
I'm positive they have the lead on the division.
They're 4-2-1.
Thank that tie.
Yep.
So they're going to keep that division lead. and they win. They avenge that loss. I think Juju, because I have him. I'm hoping this week he starts scoring some more touchdowns, 1 or 2, hopefully. We'll see what happens. So give me the Steelers, and the podcast, the Steelers. Next, we've got the Texans. Who are they playing? I don't even have it on here.
Denver, dude. We've been talking about this for the last
we have
hour.
been. Sorry, Texans at Broncos.
Houston has, what have they won 5 in a row now, I think? They're started 0-3. They've won 5 in a row. I think that keeps going. They'll be 6-3 this week. I think they're going to go into Denver and beat them. Closer than most think probably will be, but I definitely think that they take care of the Broncos this week. And Demaryius Thomas, quickest revenge game ever, by the way. He'll score a touchdown.
Texans are going to win. Demaryius Thomas is going to come out. I agree with Barry. He's going to have a good game against his former team, score a touchdown, get some yards.
I love that he gets traded. He doesn't have to leave Denver yet.
Yep.
That's the best.
Gets an extra week in the apartment.
I'm gonna leave him on my bench this week, just so he gets used to the offense. But I'm also taking the Texans. So next, Chargers at Seahawks. Brandon with the Chargers.
This is going to be interesting. Chargers coming off a bye. They really haven't played much competition. The Seahawks looking half decent, even though they weren't supposed to this year. Seahawks are at home. Oh, man. Phillip Rivers likes to get beat up in these spots, so I'm going to take the Seahawks here. So I'm going to take the upset.
Sea chickens.
I don't even know if it is an upset.
Let's see. I'm going to go Chargers.
And we as a podcast are taking the Chargers. So, sorry, Bear. Hopefully, I hope this week we can catch you, or I can catch you back on the picks, because I know we want the pod to win, but we'll see what happens. So, Chargers for us. Next, the game of the week. Rams at Saints. Going to be a good one. So, Brandon has the Saints. Jake.
I'm going to agree with Brandon here. I think the Saints at home, Drew Brees, Michael Thomas playing great this year. I think Saints at home give the Rams the first loss.
Well, Gary, I'm going to make this one easy for you. My Super Bowl pick is New Orleans. I would not pick them losing at home, so I think that this probably is also going to be a preview of the NFC title game as well. So give me the Saints at home to finally beat the Rams. Will Lutz game-winning 47-yarder, 38-35.
I like it. I also
a
have the Saints.
A lot of Michael Thomas and Brandon Cooks touchdowns.
Kamara.
And Drew Brees.
Well, for you, yeah.
I got Kamara in another week, so sure.
Yeah, all right.
As long as it's a Drew Brees. See, this is the problem. I know, we're playing each other this week. After Drew Brees has shitty games, he always comes back just like a bat out of hell, and he's at home. Granted, this defense is good. There's going to be a lot of quick screens to Ingram and to Kamara. You might be in trouble this week. I do win out. I go to the playoffs. I'm just saying. If you beat me, I'm done. Totally done. So you should beat me by a half point.
We'll see. I mean, in my other league, my work league, I lost by 4, and here's why. Brady did not throw a touchdown. I had Njoku in because I'm like, I think he'll score. Didn't do shit. And then I had Greg Olsen on the bench because I knew he was still hurt. He scored last week. Again, he scored this week, so he's back in the lineup for me.
So he'll break his foot this week.
Probably again. So, I got the Saints, and we're taking Saints. Next, Sunday night, Packers at Patriots. Brandon has the Patriots. Jake, what do you got?
I got the Patriots. I think it's going to be a close game. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to have a good game, but I'm going to go with
Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, Aaron. I don't know if you saw the preview that Jordan does for this game. If you've seen that trailer yet, look it up. It's cool because it's him going in, talking about goats and talking about this and that, and then going into the football preview. It's really cool what NBC did to preview this game. Obviously, it is the 2 best quarterbacks in football probably, maybe probably ever. We don't really know that. But this should be a really fun game. Rodgers dueling Brady, 2 blah defenses. The Packers losing Clinton Dix, though, man. I think that might be a big hamper here. I think if Green Bay was at home, I'd take Green Bay. Since the Patriots are at home, I'm going to take New England, even though I really don't want to. But this will be a fun Sunday night game. So Patriots by 7.
I take the Patriots as well. Tom, you better throw some touchdowns this week, you jerk. Next game Monday night, Titans at Cowboys. Brandon took the Cowboys. Jake, what do you got?
Cowboys.
Yeah, right it across the board. coming off the bye, they just fired their offensive line coach. Mark Colombo is going to be he's going to be the new offensive line coach who was a Cowboys offensive lineman for a few years. I hope that this isn't their scapegoat out as a coach right now, and instead of getting rid of Linehan and Garrett. Garrett's getting all sorts of not reprimand, but just heat from being at the, I think he was at Game 3 of the World Series, sitting next to Brad Paisley. So we'll see how that goes. If they lose this week, he's going to be on the hot seat. But they're at home. They haven't lost there. They're going to go 4-4. They're going to go 8-8, just like I said. Hopefully they win every game at home and lose every game on the road, because that would be awesome.
Well, let's hope, and I'm hoping for Coach Romo to eventually come to Dallas.
We'll see. It seems like they always come out a little bit flat coming off the bye, but both of these teams are coming off a bye week, so it's a little bit different. Normally, one team doesn't come off of a bye. You normally don't see both teams coming off a bye and playing each other, especially on Monday Night Football. So you get even another day to rest. So hopefully, Tyron Smith is healthy. I don't think Frederick's coming back. I think he might be done for the year. I don't know if they've officially announced that yet. But everyone should be healthy. Cooper's gotten in a full 2 weeks of practice, so we're going to see how he does. It'll be very interesting, but I think Dallas is going to win this game 27-10.
So Dallas across the board, like you said. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So let's get into you got our picks in?
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, DraftKings, quarterback. Let's start this off. So Bear or Jake, either one, lead us off.
This week I'm gonna go. I think I got Cam Newton this week. I think he has a good game.
I got Cam as well. Good pick. Tampa Bay has a really, really bad defense, and Cam at home is solid. He just put up a great game against Baltimore. I expect him to do it again against Tampa this week.
I also have Cam Newton.
What does Brandon have?
Not Cam Newton.
Who does Brandon have?
Deshaun Watson.
Not the best.
Decent.
In Denver, when you have Breeze at home, when you have Goff against the Saints, not good defense, you have Cousins at home against the Lions, you have Rodgers versus Brady, and he put Deshaun Watson.
Right.
Ugh.
I'll give you his running back, Melvin Gordon.
Okay, I can
At
deal with
Seahawks.
I can deal with that. I mean, Melvin's a great running back. I'm not going to go wide receiver or tight end to pair with Cam. I'm pairing Christian McCaffrey with Cam this week. So McCaffrey would be my running back.
Jake?
I got Kareem Hunt.
I also have Kareem Hunt because of basically I have him and what James Conner just did to the Browns again.
Do you Kareem in your jeans?
There's no Kareem in my pants, remember? No Kareem in whatever.
Yeah, that was
no Kareem in my pants.
That was you. Yeah, I think 2 years ago I had. No, it was last year, and I had Kareem. Yeah.
My favorite team
Jane
name.
Creamin' time.
My favorite team name I ever had was Reggie Loves Kim's Bush. Because I had Reggie Bush.
That did work out at the time, didn't it?
Yes.
Forgot that they were a thing at one point. Do we need to? I don't know. I kind of want to give it. Maybe we should do best fantasy football team names. But mine, I have two of them. One is probably the one I have this year, which I don't have Christian McCaffrey anymore, but it's C-Mac and Dad Ass. But I do have him in the other league, and so I have C-Mac and Dad Ass and C-Mac and Your Ass. And then I think my all-time favorite, which by the way I won a championship with this team, the Chris Henry Memorial Team, when his girlfriend killed him. You should know that well, Jake.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Chris Henry. He won. I had him. His spirit won me a title that year, so that was pretty solid.
Wide receiver. Brandon has Adam Thielen.
Yeah, good pick. I'm way off the board here. I'm going Josh Doxson. The Falcons' defense is really bad, and he's gotten, I think, 7+ targets the last couple games. He's healthy. He's a very good wide receiver. He's coming on. I think that he can get his first touchdown of the year this week against Atlanta. So Josh Doxson for me.
I got DeAndre Hopkins going against the Broncos defense. Is he hurt?
No. So far we're 3 for 3. I also have DeAndre Hopkins coming in without Will Fuller. Demarius going to get used to the offense, so Kiki's still not healthy yet.
Do you love me?
I do not. And
Rude.
It's all good.
Well, your name's not Kiki, so it doesn't really matter.
It's Gigi, Brandon in spirit.
Tiny Brandon over there.
So DeAndre here as well. All right, tight end.
Who's Brandon's tight end?
Travis Kelce.
Do you think he likes Travis Kelce as a tight end?
He might.
Oh, do you think he likes any other tight ends?
He probably does.
Oh, okay. Well, he's not here, so I can't ask him, so I'm asking you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do you think he likes Michael Roberts as a tight end? He plays for
know.
Detroit.
He might.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
Are you taking Michael Roberts?
He went to Toledo. Think he liked that? No, I'm not taking Michael Roberts.
No, because he didn't go to Bowling Green.
No, I'm taking O.J. Howard this week. Carolina's given up 3 straight games, a tight end scoring a touchdown. So O.J. Howard for me for sure.
What do you got, Jake?
Greg Olson.
Back on that tight end's right there. It's solid. Who's your tight end? Greg Olson.
Greg Olson.
Jesus.
You guys probably put your freaking
No, we did.
notes.
I didn't talk to him at
Put
all.
your notes together.
Well-
Okay, you know what? Gary's going to go first with defense then.
Bears.
Bears.
That was easy.
So we match. All
It
right.
was Brandon.
Cowboys.
Mama got the Cowboys. Woo! Cowboys versus Bears. I like it. Yeah, no, the Cowboys defense should eat them up this week. Like I said, I'm playing them against you because I'm going to get them here. So it'll be interesting this week. That's good. If you want to win the DraftKings League, maybe some people should listen to me and play my picks that keep winning and winning and winning. Because normally I do exactly what I put on here. So it's fairly easy, unless obviously it's like, the Sunday night game or Monday night game, and I got to switch it around a little bit. But it'll be a little bit interesting. So what's this next thing? Best MLB logo? What is this? When did this get on here?
Like last week.
What? That's terrible. I didn't look this crap up.
So,
Best MLB logo, Chief Wahoo. Done.
best MLB logo for Brandon. Who did he say?
The Tigers.
The Tigers.
I can't make fun of them. I just picked the Indians.
The,
So.
the Tigers.
See, I had the Tigers and the Red Sox, so, either one of
I
those.
like the Red Sox.
I have the Yankees because of the NY. That's it. Brandon's favorite AAA, Mud Hens, obviously.
Yeah, Mud Hens are my pick because I don't know many other AAA teams.
Same here.
I have Columbus, New Orleans Baby Cakes because it's hilarious. The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs because it's bacon.
I like that.
And then my favorite one, though, is the San Antonio Missions. I have their hat in the house. It's a giant pepper in the SNA. It's awesome.
Interesting.
Double A, I have the Binghamton Rumble Ponies.
Is that who Jordan played for?
That is who Tim Tebow plays for.
Ah, the Mets. Who did Jordan play for? The White Sox one?
Jordan.
Michael?
Oh. Jordan Michael, never heard of him. He played for the Bisons, I thought.
The Birmingham Barons. That's what it is. I'm taking them. Taking them.
All right. And my single A, I had to throw some homage to Ohio, so Dayton Dragons.
That's mine. Come on. That's the only one I know. I'm looking them up right now. Lake County Captains as the Indians. Look at that.
All right. Worst logos, so.
Hold on.
Oh, what do you got?
I got double A, I got the Midland Rockhounds. And then I got single A. Remember Iowa? I got the Cedar Rapid Colonels.
Okay, but in all honesty, though, besides Chief Wahoo, my other favorite that's not Homer is definitely the Braves. Love the Braves logo. Always one of my favorites. The old tomahawk.
That is good. So Brandon's worst MLB logo, Cleveland, since they got rid.
Oh, yeah, shocking. Chief
Wahoo, he probably hates the Indians,
No,
too.
he said Cleveland since they got rid of Chief Wahoo. His AAA worst, New Orleans Baby Cakes, who was one of my favorites.
The Block C is awesome. I don't know what he's talking about.
Worst MLB logo?
Orioles, for sure. That stupid bird, it just looks dumb. I'm sorry, it does. Birds don't wear hats. That's stupid.
Bird.
Frickin' bird.
Bird. Bird is the word.
Thanks, Peter.
My worst, I hate the Seattle Mariners logo. I'm not a fan of that one.
It's like a compass, isn't it? What is a mariner?
It's a fish, isn't it? Some sort of like a shark.
You're a stat guy.
Doesn't mean
No,
I know.
a Mariner's a human, but anyway, my worst is the Marlins. I hate their logo.
Miami or Florida?
Miami. The AAA, the Brandon's, like I said, New Orleans Baby Cakes. My worst MLB AAA, Scranton Rail Riders, which is the Yankees affiliate, because
Scranton Rail Riders.
they changed it from the Yankees to the Railroad. I'm like, this is the dumbest
Who's
shit.
Columbus now?
They're with Cleveland. They've been with Cleveland. Several years. Scranton's been with the Yankees for like 10 years now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Didn't Columbus used to be for the Yankees, though? Yeah, okay. So it's been a while. Let's see. Worst AAA one. I'm just scrolling through. How about the Las Vegas 51s?
Yeah, it's terrible.
How about them? That's the Oakland A's team. So, yeah, the Las Vegas 51s for sure.
What about you?
I got the El Paso Chihuahuas.
Oh, God, that is. I just scrolled by that. Look at the San Francisco and his Sacramento River Cats. What in the hell? Goodness.
Hey, this is a fun fact for you, Jake. Did you know in professional sports, male professional sports, the Mud Hen is the only female mascot? in all of professional sports.
Really?
Muddy or Madonna?
Well, a hen is a female, but
That makes sense.
so Muddy is a trans. We're gonna go that way.
Yes. Pre or post?
Jesus.
What? I'm curious. I go to these games. I need to know.
Post.
Okay, fair enough.
For AA, I have the Altoona Curve.
My double A is the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. The Toronto Blue Jays.
Jake?
Ooh, I got the Montgomery Biscuits.
Dude, they're awesome. Have you seen it? It's just a pissed off biscuit as their logo.
It's a biscuit, though. Like, what's a biscuit as your logo? You're a professional sports team. Who wants a biscuit as your logo? I'm going to go on a little Tanner rant here. Like, who wants a biscuit as their mascot? Like, who does that?
Do you think they give away like free biscuit night?
They probably do. They probably do chicken and biscuits, or what do the Southerners? We were just down there. What do the Southerners eat?
Chicken and collard greens.
Sausage and gravy, right? Biscuits? Oh,
well,
yeah.
here's a fun fact. So one of the best team names I ever heard was in Macon, Georgia, where Robbie's from. Macon Whoopee. Legit team
that'd be
name.
the best team.
Wait, what about that? That one dude who worked for was it Nitro Circus or Luke Bryan who lives? It was Nitro Circus. He lives
was in
Idaho?
Boise. Yeah.
Boise.
Yeah.
He's a AAA. He works merch for the baseball team.
Yeah, for the baseball team. So the worst single A for me is the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. Their Pelicans sucks.
How about the Seattle Mariners Modesto Nuts? That's their single A team is the Modesto Nuts.
It's like the Lansing Lugnuts. They're a team too.
Yeah, but they're just nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Lansing Lugnuts are double A, right?
I think so.
Yeah, something like that.
Jake?
I got the Frisco Rough Riders.
Ride or die.
Yummy.
So, fun show. The logos were in there for a reason because I was hoping that you guys had your computers ready to just look up logos.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
All right. So as always, thank you to All Wear Clothing. Thank you to Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. Bear might not thank you, but thank you.
I always thank Sean. I just like to give him crap.
All right. Thank you to PNC and Verizon for everything you guys do for us, being a sponsor of the show. We appreciate it. Again, next week we've got Ryan from the Grown Ups Podcast joining us, so it should be a fun one. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Hey, Brandon, Notre Dame sucks.
Yeah, Notre Dame can lick one.